Just Dean it. Dean Machine. Dean got much got.
Fuck. The Dean should have got a spinoff. The Dean needed a spinoff.
Community should have just been a better television show as it continued on forward.
Yeah.
You know
when they like kind of fired the guy who made the show good, and then they just kind of continued.
That is what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of like Parks and Recreation, except that guy died. But I mean, y'all just like let it happen.
I don't remember when Parks and Recreation got bad. Did they get bad?
The seventh, not the seventh, the very last season anyway.
Okay, I probably don't remember.
The head writer overdosed halfway through, essentially. So they just like tried to wrap it up in a neat little bow with the skeleton crew that was left, and it all sucks.
Oh yeah,
it all just sucks ass. There's one good episode. It has to do with Ron and Leslie hating each other. That's the only good episode.
I'm gonna go back and watch it. I'm gonna see if it's a real like Office last couple seasons too.
Oh yeah, and to be quite honest, there's one other good part where it's April and Andy trying to buy a house, and they come across this mansion that looks like it might be haunted. So naturally, April wants in there, and the realtor is like the harbinger of death, except it's just Werner Herzog.
I don't know who that is.
It's the German David Attenborough. So he does nature documentaries, but it's with a German, super brutally German accent. That's so fucking nihilist. That's the video I may have sent it to where he's talking about birds in the jungle. And he's like, the jungle, there's nothing out here for us.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I would watch that.
Yeah, he's saying all kinds of shit about like how, like 2 people died in the dumbwaiter. And then he's just hovering in the back of scenes with no dialogue. Like Patton Oswalt in that King of Queens episode where he just stands there.
Oh, that's such a good one.
It's like that.
Just standing still for the world to see.
Fuck yeah.
Well, welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club.
Welcome to it.
This is the podcast.
Yeah, and we're on it, and it's being recorded right now as we spoke.
Yeah, you might have heard of it. You maybe.
One can only hope you've heard of it.
Maybe you thought this was something different. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing.
Well, we're certainly not going to talk about coffee, other than to direct you over to darkroastcult.com.
That's right. Go right over there and just like click around. Look at the things.
I dare you to click around.
Become enticed by the wares, and then
if you have coin,
get coin. If you don't have, that's like number one.
Step
coin. One. Make sure your coin is in order. There.
Make sure you got that bag.
Yeah, get that little fucking Crown Royal bag you keep your fucking pocket change in. It's good that way because then you get to like chuck it at homeless people, like, here you go, here's a pittance.
Here's tuppence. Here's a fucking
get out of here, you.
Did I ever tell you my grandfather's method for change?
No.
He had a spherical magnet, a super strong magnet in his pocket at all times. So when he had change and he had to give people change, he would just pull out a fucking ball of metal and peel shit off. Here you go, here's your tuning.
I've seen people who have something similar to that.
So good. Way better than a change purse.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I pulled out my the end of my flail for you.
Here's my change purse. It also deactivates credit cards and ruins cell phones.
Yeah, and if I throw it real hard, you'll die.
Don't get my wallet near your computer. It's just gonna...
Fuck.
My wallet also erases evidence. It's crazy. It's a crazy
great.
wallet.
We're in the clear. Anywhere I go.
Got one of those rare earth wallets. Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, thanks.
I wanted to be the one to say it this time.
Yeah, I've said it chronologically. I've said it so many times.
Well, yeah, you're like the keeper of thank yous.
I try to say all the things that need to be said right out of the gate.
That's good because there's no. It's like that meme where it's a train and like there's a dude trying to pull a lever and it's either gonna go one way or the other.
Yeah.
Except there's just no other way for it to go, so it goes off track. You know?
No matter what.
Like a bad train.
It's a fun ethical dilemma because like you're in charge of the lever, just stop the train.
Just stop the fucking train. How about untie the one guy?
And then 30 seconds it takes to do that.
Yeah.
Roll him off
the track?
You know how many fucking times like Buster Keaton was saved by untying a knot real fast?
Like it's not like they're tied to the tracks. There's no way.
No, they're just tied up. Matter of fact, yell at them to roll off of the tracks.
Sit up.
At this point, it's kind of like a them problem.
Yeah, sit up and get off the tracks. You have your knees. What do you want me to do?
Fuck. How about orient yourself in a way where you put your feet up and block the train?
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man.
Or like laid down vertically on the track and like, or horizontally.
Right underneath. Perfect.
Yeah, like parallel with the track.
Like a rat on the subway.
Like a rat or a person who's fallen on the subway.
Because they dropped their phone down there and they're like, well, that's more important than my life.
Boy, oh boy. It's right on that nice third rail, giving it a good charge.
The third one's the good one to
I've
have.
heard that one tastes like candy. Let's have a lick.
Yeah. It tastes like, I don't even fucking rocket pops. Because you're going to, the second you touch it, get propelled into outer space from the force of the voltage.
Tastes like char.
Tastes like char.
Tastes
Swiss
like-
char.
Tastes like charred rat and people. Anyway, yeah, Grindhouse Movie Club. Boy, oh boy. Great podcast to listen to, I guess.
Fantastic podcast to
Great.
listen to.
Thanks
this
for
week,
God.
we watched a quote-unquote horror quote-unquote movie.
A quote? Oh boy. Like, and you're doing air quotes right now, you'd probably pop a knuckle.
I would.
You have to quote so hard.
I got to dislocate my fingers beforehand to do the quotes that are big enough here.
God, I don't even, like, this movie ruined my day.
Did it?
Well,
oh, it's so early in the morning to have your day ruined.
Yeah, I feel like normally we just have like a jovial conversation. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is great, but we just know that this like weight.
Yeah,
This monkey is on our backs here.
What was the most recent one that was that horrible too? Because we
Oh,
just did
God.
one that was exactly like this. The Ivan's Ooze shithead. The stuff. The stuff.
The stuff.
As it seems like, and then we did the ruins. Like it seems like any the movies that have been coming across my radar have just sucked dick. All of them.
Well, yeah, that's because they set you up to believe that like it's gonna be a good movie. By the way, it's the. You know? The ruins.
This is the be all
best
and end
ruins.
all. Yeah.
There's no ruins that are more better than this
No,
ruins.
this is why they're called ruins.
The ruins weren't even a fucking part of it.
No.
Fucking shitty ruins.
No, it was the plants on the ruins. You
Should've
could have
called
had
it the
that
plants.
anywhere. You should have called that just some plants.
The birds.
Yeah, the birds. Which, and a perfect segue presents itself because this week we watched M. Night Shyamalan's masterpiece, his masterwork film
Yeah.
in his catalog. You had The Sixth Sense, you got Signs, and now you have The Happening, which was supposed to have the same tone as The Birds.
Oh.
That's what he was going for.
Well, let me
as a
tell you
director.
what.
Yeah, tell me.
I'll never watch The Birds.
Oh.
Because that seems like a silly, stupid movie.
It, for the most part, is.
And you know what? I guess in that way, this had the same fucking tone.
The problem with The Birds is we're no longer in 1960, so they're not scary.
We've developed slingshots and guns.
They're all around the place, and like pigeons, it just exists if you look hard enough. So
Yeah.
it's like birds aren't really frightening. You just go inside. Just go inside. Oh, problem solved.
Just stop cleaning the window so good, and
Yeah.
they'll stop running into it.
Yeah. Fuck.
Fucking-
That was the actual problem in The Birds. It was just all these smudges.
I can get right through there. I'm a bird. Thump. Ah.
And then some motherfucker saw that and was like, you know what? In my Alien movie, some birds like that, and now you get dark skies.
I feel like oh god. You know how in Final Destination 2,
Yeah.
the truck with the poles and it's on the highway. That's the second one, right?
The telephone poles,
Like that kind of ruined driving behind those trucks for everybody.
For everyone, part of Western culture, I don't give a shit. You could have not seen those movies, and somebody will have said to you at some point, you're going to get Final Destination driving behind this fucking truck.
So there was probably like a good 10, 20 years where it's like, you're going to get birded. You're going
Fuck yeah.
You
I'm sure.
see those pigeons eating the birds or eating the bread?
People
Birds.
stopped going to the water after Jaws. People stopped taking showers by themselves after fucking Psycho.
People stopped going to the aviary.
Oh, damn it.
The owlery went,
This is an accident waiting to happen.
they had to shut down the owlery because
Things-
people just stopped.
I'm worried things will run afoulery in the owlery.
That's a good one.
So we watched the shitty fucking Happening M. Night.
We watched shitty
2008?
8.
Up to this point,
8.
you had a catalog containing some respectable content.
You sure did.
There were some stinkers,
Well,
but
some.
I don't know where this falls. I think Lady in the Water was before this.
I think
I
want to say after because that was a really bad movie.
Yeah,
and
it was.
I remember watching probably like The Village and being like, wow, all right.
Yeah.
Well, what's Lady in the Water about? Oh,
Oh,
it's
gee.
about fucking a mermaid.
Oh, it's about a mermaid, and M. Night Shyamalan, the writer and director of the movie, is the most important character in the movie.
He either wants to fuck a mermaid or he couldn't get anybody in his mermaid fucking movie.
Oh, yeah, just get like nobody alongside fucking Paul Giamatti, who's like an established actor, and then just no one else.
Yep.
Just no one else who matters.
Nope.
Sweet.
Just people who live in that like rundown shanty
they were just
motel
giving $50. So, all right, be in the scene where you look at a dead girl for a second. There's a wolf with grass. You're never going to see it because it's CG. We're just going to do it later.
Yeah.
But pretend it's a wolf made of grass.
Act as though there's a wolf made of grass.
Wet grass. Mulch.
I don't think I got that far in the movie. I'm not going to lie.
Fuck. I wish I hadn't. I remember there was a point in it where I had actually like lost track of what was happening and could no longer follow it. I remember that.
Okay.
Speaking of the happening.
Oh, yeah. Keep going.
Fuck. You got 2 sentences or less for the old happening here?
All right, first of all,
For the happening?
I've got 2 sentences or less times 2.
Okay.
But I just want to say this one time, all right? I'm only going to point this out one time.
Yep.
We watched a movie called The Happening.
Yes.
Wherein everybody in this film acts as though they don't care what's happening.
At all.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
They're just there to get a paycheck.
Can't be bothered caring what's happening.
Boy, somebody's dying?
Jeez.
I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, I guess I'll stand and watch it.
Oh, man. Boy, oh, boy. All right, here's my 2 sentences or less.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I forgot about them. Remember when Mark Wahlberg assaulted Asian men because of their ethnicity? Well, now he's teaching kids science in this movie.
Holy shit.
And the other one is just literally a quote from the fucking movie.
Hell yeah, let's go.
8 minutes and 30 seconds in. This kid describes what's happening as an act of nature we will never fully understand.
Yep.
So
Says it right at the end of the movie too.
This movie
Copy paste that line because you want to come full circle in your
exactly. He's trying something different this time. Instead of there being a twist, he's basically holding your nose closed, so you have to open your mouth, and then you can just put it in there. Like, here it is. There you go. Don't worry. Don't worry.
That's exactly the fucking Mark Wahlberg's entire monologue as a science teacher is, oh, this is the movie.
Yeah, hey
Here's
guys.
what happens in the movie.
Sit tight while I tell you about all the terrible things that are happening in real life.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Movie you're going to watch.
Yeah, let me just
I'll
quickly...
truncate it down to 30 seconds. Now you have to sit here for an hour and a half and watch what I just said.
Yeah, and now I'm like kind of against the bees.
Yeah,
knowing Mark Wahlberg's on the side of the bees.
Yeah,
I'm like,
asshole bees, dog.
Fucking kill the bees. And like the way he talks about the bees, he's like, yeah, the bees are dying. There's no more bodies. We can't find the bodies.
Yeah.
They're bees.
Yeah.
They're tiny. You're probably stepping on them all the time.
You got stray cats all over the place. You're in Philadelphia.
I don't know why he's talking about the bees as if they're not bees. They're not dead bodies. They're bees.
It's not a cigarette butt. They're going to go away over time.
Anyway, what's your 2 sentences?
My 2 sentences or less for the happening is change that H in happening to an F, and that's the only way Zooey Deschanel becomes interesting.
Oh. Oh my. I see.
Now, I'm not going to explain what the joke is there, but rest assured, there's one.
I didn't realize that her phone had been compromised in such a manner. I see. I thought it was only like, I don't know. I can only ever think of April from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, Aubrey Plaza, and that was an audition tape for a movie she did. So believe
what
that.
fucking movie needed her to masturbate?
It's
Raw
called,
Dog.
I think it's not called The Bucket List, but the movie is about she has a list of things she wants to achieve before she graduates, and there's a scene where she just jills it right in the movie.
And so they're like, yeah, all right, Aubrey, we need you to film this with your phone.
I want to see you with your foot up on the sink in a bathroom.
You're gonna send that only to me, please. Don't send it to anybody else.
Put a girl on. Put a girl on.
Put a girl on. Just search it up. Put a girl on.
I could run down the unfortunate list of people who fell victim to that. I don't think Zooey Deschanel is on it. I know that Kristen Stewart is, Jennifer Lawrence is, because that was the most famous one. Gemma Arterton.
Put a girl on.
The list of guys is a lot shorter, and I think that's probably because it's just like, if you want to see a guy's dick ask.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say please, honestly.
Like, Drake just put it right there on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it, like, I didn't want to see it, but I had to.
Yeah.
There it was.
His Black Mamba just...
I don't even follow him. I just saw several parodies of it.
Yeah. And his thick derriere also. It's great to be back in Derry, breathing the Derry air.
Oh, Lordy.
Anyway, don't look up the fappening without incognito mode on if your parents are home.
Yeah, also don't bother with this one.
Don't bother with the happening either. To be honest, you'll have better luck looking up the fap. You'll have more entertaining of an afternoon.
You're gonna want to clear your history because like I feel like
Probably puts you on a list.
Yeah, because I don't think you're supposed to look at it.
And also, just across the board, no matter if it's an F or an H, if you see M. Night Shyamalan's name, don't click that.
You don't want to see his twist. It's right at the end, like a duck.
It's right at the end, and your jaw drops. Fuck. Holy shit. This movie starts with the B-roll from a David Attenborough documentary about clouds.
Oh, yeah? I wrote this... This movie opens with swirling clouds. Looks like a shitty screensaver.
Here we are.
A screen harmer.
A screen harmer. A screen herder. I didn't want to gloss over the fact that, for those of you who have just seen Transformers and Uncharted, Mark Wahlberg once went to jail for shoving an ice pick in an Asian man's eye for being Asian.
Well, yeah, thanks for
He did that for being Asian because he was Asian and he was nearby.
Are you saying
Marky Mark from the Fun Bunch?
You're saying that Mark Wahlberg, the underwear model from the 80s, went around assaulting Asian men because of their ethnicity.
That's you're spot on,
like
sir.
Like it was some sort of spree?
Yeah, a little bit of one.
Like he really enjoyed doing it and it was his favorite thing to do?
Mm-hmm.
And he did it quite often?
Yeah, and then he went to jail for it.
He sure, and are you telling me he put a man in the hospital because he was Asian?
And that man now is blind permanently in one eye for the rest of his life.
You know what's wild is that's not even the one I heard about. Because the one I heard about was just in the street. He just punched a guy and like knocked him out.
Yeah. More than one.
Mark Wahlberg, brother to the Wahlburgers.
Yeah, Wahlburgers Donald.
You may know them from the restaurant and TV show.
And the weird part is, two brothers, two different boy bands when they were kids.
What?
New Kids on the Block.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man. Now I really don't... Like, I want to like these guys, but then Mark Wahlberg punched Asian people for no reason.
And stabbed one.
Yeah. So here I am. I'm really put in a fucking predicament.
Also, if you thought he was the only problematic actor or character person in this film, he's acting alongside Zooey Deschanel. And if you don't know this about her, well, she sucks. She sucks. She sucks at acting. What's really cool about Zooey Deschanel is that if you watch anything where she's confused, that's her acting. That's when she's acting.
You just equated Mark Wahlberg's racism to Zooey Deschanel's shitty acting.
That's right, because they're both equally bad.
Yeah, I think the first thing, as soon as you see her in this movie, I wrote, there's Zooey Deschanel. She looks concussed.
Looking puzzled as usual. She looks throughout this whole movie like John Leguizamo told her a math problem.
And I think at one point he does he not?
He tells a jeep full of strangers, one of whom is one of the guys that worked behind the desk in Clerks, a math problem.
Oh, yeah?
And it's an impossible one to do in your fucking head. 10 million, asshole. Not all of us can teach algebra to high school students who don't give a shit because they're stoned.
You know what? The second he started that math problem, I fucking knew it was just a lot.
Yeah, no, a shitload,
She's
right?
Like, $10? Are you kidding me?
Are you fucked in the head? All right.
Like, do you think he would be asking you a question like this if the answer was $10?
She invests in Bitcoin.
Obviously.
You know?
So we got this fucking movie. It's Central Park. It's 8:30 a.m.
Wide park shot wherein the only black parent is yelling at their child to speed up.
Oh, no.
It's a bunch of people and only one set is dark-skinned, and of course it's mild verbal abuse toward your child.
All right, you ready to hear the duality of man?
Sure.
I wrote bustling city life.
Child abuse, everyone.
Bustling city life.
More like busting.
Two women are like reading a book together.
Yeah, one of them is the chick from Cabin in the Woods.
I don't know.
The virgin. And
I don't know.
Apparently she refuses to talk about this movie in interviews.
Good.
That's how bad she hates it. Mark Wahlberg, interestingly enough, says that he regrets doing his performance the way that he did, but also said, you can't blame me for being a science teacher in the movie. At least I wasn't a cop or a criminal. So he knows that he's typecast.
Yeah. I wrote a lot about how I didn't believe he could teach.
No.
So we're good. I'm good. It's good. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Nah, we're fine with that.
I don't know what book these ladies are reading, but it's about killers who are tormenting a crippled girl.
Yeah.
And they're at the part where first of all, she's like, I can't remember what part of the book I'm at. And the girl's like, oh, you're at the part where the killers decide what to do with the crippled girl. You're right. Oh my God.
The crippled girl.
What a silly boy.
Hey.
Yes, the crippled girl is about to be murdered.
Here's the thing. I feel like if I was at that part of the book, I'd remember. I'd remember exactly where the fuck I was in the book.
You think you'd remember the crippled girl being murdered in a book?
I think I would remember that, yeah.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
Well, that's
just reading the screenplay for that fucking the E.T. ripoff thing where the kid falls in the quarry.
Oh, you mean what is it? Because it's got a stupid name and I hate it so bad.
Or some bullshit like
it's
that.
like Mikey and me.
Yeah.
Me and my Mikey.
Something like that.
My fucking crippled guy falling. Yeah, I won't push the wheelchair kid down the fucking quarry. What are you kidding me? We got a wheelchair to a quarry.
Exactly. We brought it here.
Did you think it wasn't gonna fucking roll?
No, we've all seen that Naked Gun where OJ gets blasted into the fucking sky at the stadium. I want to recreate that with a child.
Oh God.
It is Mikey and me. I'm almost 100%.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's like it's a white person's name and me.
So she fucking the whole thing is you start losing your motor function a little bit, and neurologically you start to become silly, like you have dementia.
Yep.
Another thing that happens, and this is just horrifying content. M. Night, this is just the scariest thing. You know, a lot of movies will have when they want you to be scared by something, they do like a monster, or they'll have like.
Yeah,
or they'll have like a murderer like in a mask.
Yeah,
and some blood.
A scary murderer.
But what the scariest thing I could fucking possibly think of is people walking backwards slowly. Moonwalking toward me.
No.
I can't handle that.
No, they know I've got a child.
Oh, that's frightening. Ooh, that's frightening. The thing that isn't?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wrote right here, M. Night just likes to throw you right into the shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't fuck around.
Not at all.
He's like, and by the shit, I mean, like, it's a bad movie. And he's just like, just fine. Get in there.
So, and then this woman just sits there while her friend, who she's in book club with, shoves a fucking knitting needle into her neck. And she sits there and does and says nothing.
She looks
she
as
goes
though
like,
she's like wondering where the bus is.
Yeah.
She's looking past her to see where the bus, is that my bus coming?
That's it. And we just cut away from that.
Yep.
So that's an unresolved scene right away. Cool. Construction. In between this and the construction workers, I start jumping off the building. There's B-roll of a police car with its cherries on. And I wrote, like, getting B-roll of a police car in New York is probably you just sit on the corner for 30 seconds and wait.
Yeah, just fair enough. Somebody's going to do a crime eventually.
All right, get the camera out and go stand. Where? Anywhere in the city.
Oh, yeah. You skipped over my favorite part, though.
Yeah.
So, before this lady stabs herself in the neck, the other lady is just looking around.
That's right.
And being like, is that somebody clawing their face off? Is that blood?
She did.
Left, right, left. Wait, not showing any of this, by the way. Just showing her being like, wow, somebody's dying over there. Oh, wow. And over there is somebody. Yeah. Is that blood?
But it's not, oh, God, I'm horrified by this. It's more like, just, it just got sunnier.
Tuesday already, huh?
Jeez Louise. I leave the oven on.
But I really, the construction worker bit, favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
There you go. And it happens right away. It sucks.
Any parts of this movie that are good are essentially just montages of people killing themselves.
I really feel as though at one point somebody was like, hey, M. Night Shyamalan, Mr. M, because I don't know what the M stands for.
It's probably...
And don't
Do
you
you
fucking
imagine it's
say
like
it.
the whitest fucking... First of all, it's got to be Muhammad, all right?
It's
It
Murdoch.
has to be. But what
Murphy.
if it was just Mike? Mike Night Shyamalan.
Hey, Michael Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
What if now?
Michael Knight, 80s pop singer.
Wouldn't it be crazy if a guy laid down on the grass and then a lawnmower rolled over him, and then M. Night was like, "All right, look, I've got, I have a movie due. Thanks for the idea. I'm gonna write everything around that scene because that's the best scene in the movie."
He looked at the person who asked him that question and went, "I'll do you one better. What if it's somebody laying down in front of a lawnmower and having it roll over them 9 times, 9 of them?"
Oh yeah, and what if? Now hear me out. We got Mark Wahlberg to just watch that and say nothing
and go, gee,
and not be like, "Hey, stop that,"
or try to stop it, or be visibly upset by all the human life he just watched get lost.
He might as well be licking his lips.
Yeah.
While this is happening.
He might as well be thinking about a mortgage. All movie. The whole movie.
The whole movie, he's just trying to figure out what a mortgage is.
Not even if he should get one. He just heard that word this morning, and this is how long it takes.
Now, I hear people are paying them, but you can get a second one?
Filming from underneath people falling from a great height is just a cool shot.
It is.
That's a cool shot. What's not cool is construction workers just standing there and watching their friends die and just having zero panic about it. The first guy thuds, they turn around, and it's like 10 seconds, one shot. David? And then they walk over and, he's fucking dead. He looks like 8 pretzels. He looks like the pretzel that the conveyor belt automatically throws in the garbage.
He looks like the template for when Peter Griffin wipes out and his arms and legs are just ragdoll.
Yeah. Fuck. So and then people just keep falling and nobody's running. Nobody's getting help. They make one radio call.
Yeah.
And it's like with the most stone face. Like you wouldn't be horrified. Nobody is appropriately upset in this movie at any point given
Not
what they're
once.
seeing.
And like this guy, I'm going to guess he's the foreman because he takes control.
Well, he's got the radio.
He's so good at identifying the crumpled bodies of his friends.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like, "Oh, Mike.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Doug.
Oh, Luis.
Doug." And then, it's like, oh, so there must be like, 2 guys up there? Because he's just like, "Oh, that's Mike, that's Doug."
No. Turns out the whole union's up there today.
It's fucking raining men. And the men don't care. They're just like, this is the quickest way down.
Yeah, I want to get down.
They're like, and oh my God, the way they fall is so good because there's no midair. Like, I have a second thought about this.
No,
it's just
the breeze is nice.
That ground is gonna be awful comfy. And
I'd like to get there quicker, please.
It's like they're waiting for the elevator as they fall. It's so good.
Mark Wahlberg. Okay, this movie was made in 2008, which means that Mark Wahlberg dropped the danger of honeybee scarcity like Cat Williams did with the Diddy shit at the beginning of this year. Cat Williams was on a podcast like January 1st. He's like, Diddy's next, watch. And this is Mark Wahlberg. It's just the fucking bees, and it's 2008. But like this, the same year as the second worst economic recession in the United States. Nobody gave a fuck about the bees, dog.
No.
My savings.
My savings be leaving.
Are you saying I'm broke? You better believe it.
You don't think I have any money? Better feel the sting.
Go away, Fry Man. Leave us be.
Aqua Teen.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Such a good movie. Just kidding. So we cut. All right. So I wrote right here. The foreman, as he's watching all these guys like single file just walk off the plank.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, mother of God!" But I think he was actually talking about the idea of Mark Wahlberg being a teacher.
He saw that scene coming in from the sky. Because when you're in a movie, that's what it's like. The cube from Reboot comes down when you do a cut to another scene in a movie.
Mark Wahlberg is molding minds.
He just sees fucking Mark and goes, "Oh, gee, no." Actually, what he's doing as a teacher is absolutely shredding the shit out of the hot kids. That's what his favorite thing to do is as a teacher. He's like, "Yeah, dude, let's talk about these bees for a second. Where do you think they're going?"
Hey, hottie.
Hey, you fucking hot teen. You smoking hot teen in my class.
He's like,
"Why don't you care about the bees as much?" "Oh, because you're perfect."
He fucking says, he's like, So all the kids have like a theory, and he's like, "Nah, ain't that fucking theory, you stupid kid."
I
only asked you for your theories.
Maybe, you retard kid.
And then he gets to the hot kid, and he's like, "Hey, hottie, you fucking smoke show you with your perfectly symmetrical hot face. Why don't you care about science, hottie?" And he's like, "You should care more about science because guess what? You're gonna get ugly one day.
You're gonna get ugly in like 10 weeks."
And then he sits there and he thinks, he's like, "You know what? The exact answer." The entire exact answer to the whole
premise,
film.
The premise of the entire film comes out of my mouth?
The ending to the film right here, 8 minutes in.
Yep.
And he's like, "You know what? You're onto something. See me after class." He doesn't do that. I added that in. He might as well have.
Because he's like, "Wait a second. I'm sorry. I didn't hear a single word you said as a teacher just now because I was worried about my looks because you brought them up. So is my nose still going to be gross like you said?" And Mark's like, "Nah, you're good. You're fucking good."
He assures him he's going to be a smoke show into the grave.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks for telling me that. I'm 16. Thanks, Teach. I like that we're in the sweet spot of after 9/11 when this movie was made.
Yes, we are.
Because when the vice principal comes to the class to interrupt it because she's got to call the teacher out, and we go to the gymnasium where all the teachers are now just watching one AV Club's television. Their only television. You can tell because the cart's on. It's on the cart rather, and immediately the news people are jumping to terrorism. They're like, "This is a terrorist attack," but we're far enough after 9/11, and we're definitely far enough after Columbine that when the teacher gets pulled out, they go, "Oh, you're in trouble," not, "Oh, fuck, we're gonna die."
We've had enough of that. Surely it can't be a strike 3.
Right?
And it comes back in, "We're gonna have to lock the doors." The principal is Cameron from Ferris Bueller.
Okay, I've never seen it.
Well, that's him. It's Ferris Bueller's sad friend.
Oh shit.
That's the only person I recognized in the entire film, besides Mark Wahlberg and Zoe.
He looks weirdly like Chris Parnell.
He does. Yeah. He does. As an old man, he fucking does.
Yeah.
So the TV says, "Oh no, this is the principal talking." And he's like, "Hey, there's warning signs of." Because it's a terrorist attack, and we don't know. We just said terrorist attack because it's America, and now you're all buzzing.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you notice how y'all listened as soon as I said terror?
Yeah, I said Osama bin Laden.
Now we don't know if it's Osama bin Laden. So he's like,
Saddam Hussein's back from the grave. Anyway, attack at Central Park.
Warning signs.
Yeah.
Confused speech, physical disorientation, and loss of direction.
So a stroke.
Fatal.
So the same as a stroke.
Yep.
Also, it's like, if you're notice the warning signs, you have 10 fucking seconds before people start stabbing shit into each other themselves. And honestly, you should put that in the news. Okay, don't worry, guys. Unless you get it, you're good. You're just gonna have to see something bad for a minute. Then it's fine. It's all good after that.
If you see your friend lying down under a lawnmower, maybe don't breathe that air.
Yeah. Get away from the wind, you fucking shithead movie.
Fucking Mark Wahlberg.
Just wait until we get into the crux of this movie.
We're not even in it. Hold on. Mark Wahlberg has to fucking say some stupid shit real quick. He says, "Central Park? That's kind of odd." Is it?
No.
Right down the street from the last terrorist attack, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh, the place in Manhattan where everybody goes and their guard's down?
Yeah, you mean the place where there's everybody? Just at any given time, there's everybody?
The second the weather's nice, everybody is in Central Park.
Oh, yeah, what a weird place in New York City where, I don't know, those 2 big buildings just went down 7 years ago. Fucking, again? Are we sure?
Yeah.
Seems odd.
The other one was in Mecca. Isn't that equally surprising?
Oh, man. It's like they just...
It's like they picked the place with the most people to kill.
They had a terrorist attack where the day they brought everybody on the planet together in the same room? Oh my God.
I just rented the buses.
Fuck. What a mess. What a mess.
They decided to dismiss it. This is also when you meet Mark Wahlberg's only friend on this fucking earth, and it's a math teacher, for Christ's sake.
And boy, oh boy, is he...
Speaking of people who should not be playing teachers... John Leguizamo?
I don't know who he is, but I recognize him.
He's in Land of the Dead as somebody who throws zombie dead bodies off the back of a truck and then says "fuck your mother" to them.
And now he's again molding young minds. I love it.
He's in John Wick as a car mechanic.
Okay. Okay, that's pretty close to math, teacher. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to count.
Like, I recognize the name. I just don't know. I'm sure there's a movie.
He does a lot of, like, this is weird. He does, like, very Mexican, like, romantic comedies, too. Weirdly.
Okay, maybe that's why
But
I
yeah,
watch
no,
a lot of those.
he's across the board. He's in a bunch of shit, and then every so often he's supposed to be some kind of badass in a movie, and it never hits.
Oh, you
And
mean like in this one?
In this one,
his
instead of a
glasses.
badass, he's just a bad father. He's just a really, really bad father, and he's not good at being one.
No. He's so bad of a father that Mark Wahlberg is a better father.
And Zoe Deschanel.
He gives his child to those two.
Yeah.
The Asian punching bad actors. Now, Zoe isn't. She doesn't punch the Asians.
You don't know.
But I'm grouping her in. She's one of two.
My understanding is that she's a bumbling cunt in real life. So,
Well, I don't know about the C word, but it seems like this entire film, she was trying really hard not to be New Girl.
and still was.
And still exactly was
Still
the
was.
quirky new girl to
Yep.
town.
It's like Zoe Deschanel's method of acting is to essentially be literally the physical embodiment of Ellie Kemper in The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. As in, you're only 7/10 in the world, and it baffles you.
Imagine those two getting together. That would be it's
I
dumb.
would rather
Two
go-
dummies?
I would rather, yeah, it's what you call it. You got two bro girls, and then you got two dumb bitches. Perfect.
Two absolutely irresponsible idiots.
Like, frustratingly dumb people.
Just fucking figuring out the world.
I think that's the name of. I think that one movie was named after that idea of the two of them being in a room together. It's called like Incredibly Loud or something like that. I can't remember.
Is this
like,
real?
It's a movie that has a title like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
But it's like some Bradley Cooper movie, and it's called like Incredibly Loud and All Over the Place. And I don't know, some shit like that.
All right.
But
Well,
that's what they would be. You got Ellie Kemper, who's like a meth head. Anytime that she's awake. And then Zoe Deschanel. Yeah, that's a good dichotomy there. That's the good buddy cop movie.
Zoe Deschanel's
Fuck.
whenever she's like on set, they're like, all right, what's my motivation? They're like, all right, Zoe. First of all, you're not the new girl in town. All right,
Oh my
you've
God.
been in town for some time, and she's like, well, how long?
Fuck.
I need to act accordingly to how long I've been in town for. Now you've been in town for about 3 months. Okay, that's pretty new.
That's also enough time to get a lay of the land, I would say.
But she's still having a go at it. It's still a new place.
Yeah.
Sure, you got the lay of the land.
Who's that girl?
It's me. I'm Jess.
Who cares? Is the answer. When we cut to her just watching the shitty news, or fucking, I don't even care.
She's ignoring a phone call from her stalker. From her affair.
Right. From the man that she cheated emotionally with.
Yeah.
Cool.
And her idea of cheating, by the way, and like feeling so guilty, she has like, just they ate tiramisu.
Yeah.
She ate tiramisu with a guy from work.
So here's the thing, right? And she tries to say that to him on the phone, like it's not special. Problem is, it is special. You know why? Because when you're on the train with your boyfriend or husband, you have to whisper it into the phone when he's not there. That means that it was something worth hiding in your head, which means there's something to hide. It could be the most innocuous shit. I tripped over a bicycle with this chick. But if you deliberately don't tell your spouse about it, that means because you got your dick hard a little.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, you soaked through.
Tiramisu is like that's the sexiest dessert too. Tiramisu is pre-fuck dessert. That's energy for what you're gonna do next.
Tiramisu in the shape of a dick going in a vulva, not a vagina, a vulva.
Just the vulva part.
The
vulva it wraps around.
Yeah, I mean,
Like a hot dog.
it would be gross if it was in a vagina because then you would have to have cut that part out of the vulva.
True.
You know, it's just
female anatomy, man.
Right.
You know,
right.
it's all just a sarlacc pit.
We just get a lot of shots of Zoe Deschanel acting very quirky as she pretends not to notice her phone vibrating.
Yeah, aren't I silly? I wrote, in walks confused face. You might as well just play her audition tape for anything else she's ever done because this is what she does all the time.
You might as well just hit her over the head with a shovel. Because she
And
looks...
then woke her up with a start.
You might as well have hit her with some fucking smelling salts because she looks confused and dazed.
She looks like somebody screamed in her ear right before they hit action.
She looks brain damaged.
Action. Yeah, she does. The part of her brain that does anything. John Leguizamo being like, I'm just my fucking wife and I are split up. I'm trying to calm her down by fucking telling her math problems. He literally goes, people are comforted by percentages.
No, they aren't.
The opposite. The opposite of that. Also, you know who's comforted by percentages? Macaulay Culkin in The Page Master. You know who's comforted by percentages? Autistic children. Not your wife.
You got a good point there.
Not your stranded wife. Don't be like, well, 30% of buses don't crash.
Mm-hmm. That's true, because the other 60% do. And then there's 10% that they don't crash until you look at them. Those are Schrodinger's buses. To be determined whether or not.
Fuck. I didn't write anything, honestly, until they got onto the train. Because one of the things about this movie is people go from place to place, and it doesn't really matter where they are at all. Like, they're at the train station. Mark Wahlberg goes home so that he can see the buzzing of a phone in a guy's name that says fucking Joey.
There's also a really shitty phone call in between this where he's calling her and he's like, yeah, hello? Are you okay? No. Are you okay? Okay. All right. I'm coming? No, I'm on my way. All right, bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. And he's, like, responding really fast, almost as if nobody's on the other end of the phone
Almost as if.
Almost as if it's not a real conversation you're having because
all?
you don't give it enough time for somebody to even form a sentence in between.
It's almost like we didn't need that.
It's almost like you could have just cut to him walking in the door at home.
God, what did I write here?
I'll be packed in 2 seconds. Takes more than 2 seconds.
Right.
Takes longer.
Yeah, so the other math teacher's like, hey, I've got this place out of town. Me and my wife and my kid, we're going. You guys can come.
We're going to Princeton.
We're going to Princeton. No, that's just where his wife ends up because she just gets on a bus.
Right.
So they're just going. They never say where.
No, I think they're at Grand Central though.
And yeah, because they got to get on a train.
One thing I learned, and they're not at Grand Central because aren't they in Philadelphia?
Yeah,
they are. Anyway, one interesting thing I learned about Grand Central Station recently is that there's one little square. It's like 3 by 3 inch square up in the ceiling that's literally never been cleaned at any point, and they keep it on purpose. So there's just this one black moldy fucking square that you gotta huff every time that you're in there.
Cool. That's that. Because then you get to go like, look how dirty it gets.
Yeah, it's pitch black. The rest of the place is just fine.
Comparably, that imagine that tile everywhere. Yeah. That would be what it was like.
You ever see I Am Legend? You know what they never talk about? The filth. The filth of 1,000 dead janitors.
That is one like dirt line that never made it into the dustpan, and it never will.
Don't you just kick that one? Don't you just kick that one to spread it around?
I'm not gonna lie. That line sometimes ends up under the fridge.
Yeah, that's where that line goes.
Just obliterated. And
I just take my sock and I just go. Perfect. Now, if I can't see it, it's not real to me.
Exactly. I can't get under the fridge. How do you expect me to clean under the fridge?
It's like ghosts or aliens. Sure, there may be a little bit of evidence, but it's not in my eyes.
And you have to really dig to find it.
Yeah. So, under my fridge.
So Mark gets invited to go out of town, right?
Yeah.
But he has to warn his math teacher friend that, hey, listen, my wife's been a little weird lately.
Yeah.
She's been a little off. She wants a divorce because I punch Asians. Like, the way he's describing it is like, that's like a fucking symptom that he just mentioned.
Honestly, at that point, I was just like, okay, so she's pregnant. Characters don't even know in the movie that she is. I guess that shit.
Yeah.
Either she's pregnant or she's cheating. Turns out both is the answer.
Well, don't spoil the exact end of this film.
Oh, that's the twist? She's fucking pregnant. It means nothing because the credits roll right after you find out, so who cares? Hey, how about don't bring up anything? All right. I know the four of us and your kid are going to be spending a great deal of time probably very scared and confused on a train together. But I'm going to bring up the fact that I have a marital issue that I'm dealing with currently. Yeah. That'll lighten the mood.
Hey, don't make this weird, but...
yeah, don't make this weird.
We're in shaky water.
And then John Leguizamo was like, listen, I'm going to tell you something that a best friend should never tell you. Then don't! Hey, then don't, bud.
I'm going to tell you something that should really make you reconsider your relationship and probably shake up your entire your foundation.
Zip it, Jonathan Legg.
Nah. Here's my perm. Here's
my perm.
Here's the short and curly of it. I walked in on your wife on your wedding day and she was crying. Obviously, she hates you. I'm John Leguizamo.
I've drawn lots of conclusions.
And this has been the perm.
You know, for somebody who works with numbers all day, I just couldn't ignore that figure.
I fucked her is what I'm saying. Oh, God.
Holy shit.
Fucking, yeah, she's not ready to get married. She's not ready.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you that. And there you go.
You know how you could tell that she's not ready to get married? Because he's wearing a fucking mood ring. All right? That's your engagement ring, you fucking piece of shit.
I wrote that.
You might as well, you give him a ring pop.
Of course Zooey Deschanel would get a fucking mood ring. That would be, we'll get the mood ring because it's quirky.
She probably proposed and she was wearing like a princess outfit at the time at the top of a tower.
She fucking, likely.
Fuck, Zooey Deschanel. Holy shit, your big doe eyes. Honestly, the only reason why you're anything at all is because your eyes are piercing. That's it.
And your bangs. Your bangs are banging.
Oh, they're banging bangs the way they're straight across like everyone else's.
That's the way, that's bangs, man.
Yeah.
At 13 minutes and 50 seconds in, the news report says that it's a toxin that blocks your sense of self-preservation. Zooey Deschanel then goes, it makes you kill yourself.
That's a conclusion.
Just when you thought there couldn't be any more evil that could be invented. Wow, Zoe. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's the whole film. Thanks for listening, guys.
Clearly, Zooey Deschanel's never seen an ISIS beheading video. That's a whole lot. It's a whole lot worse than just doing it yourself.
I think her head would implode if she saw that.
Yeah.
That's not she wouldn't be able to take it.
Holy fuck. Part of the reason why John Leguizamo needs to get to his wife so bad is because he's a horrible dad and does not know how to parent without her. Has no clue. It's even more evidence later. Here's my problem, right? The news story, and they must have had time to do some kind of scientific studies and tests on just the wind, you fuck. But they've drawn the conclusion that it gets rid of yourself. At no point does that mean that the only thing left is, well, I gotta kill myself because I no longer don't want to.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I don't want ice cream. Okay? Regardless, and sometimes I do, and I'll eat some. But you could take away the part of my brain that that makes me eat ice cream, like that makes me not eat ice cream all the time. I still wouldn't eat ice cream all the time because I don't always want it. Sort of like killing yourself. It comes and goes.
It's waves, like the ocean.
It's
constantly.
It's sure as shit not immediate.
And
that's
the
not the only thing stopping you. Sometimes you don't kill yourself because you have to go run an errand.
Sometimes
I forgot cat food. I can't kill myself this morning.
Oh yeah, that cat's got to eat. I'll kill myself after though.
My point being, self-preservation is not the reason I haven't.
Well, look.
All right, and if with that gone, I probably still wouldn't right away.
Well,
you gotta write notes to people. Like, there's shit you gotta do. Get your house in order first.
Yeah. What if though you were just like, I got all this body hair and I need to get rid of it, and what I would like is the experience that a car has when it goes through a car wash.
Yeah.
But how do I get that? Well, why don't I lay down?
As it turns out, the weed man has the machine just for this.
Oh God. Yeah. So I don't know what fucking science they do, but they figure out that
shitty science is the kind.
It's both a natural compound and it's confined to New York City. So why are we upset in Philadelphia?
In Philadelphia.
That's what the newspaper says.
Oh yeah, fucking. Why do you just have like the shot of, oh yeah, murders are on the rise? Okay, given the reason why this is happening in the first place, okay, you'd think it wouldn't have to happen if people are killing themselves all the time.
Yeah.
And
you
each
would
other.
Think. Jesus.
It's like, it sort of sounds like the population's controlling itself, whether it likes it or not. At that point.
There's this fucking awkward moment. First of all, there's a lot of like
so much awkward. This is a difficult thing to describe over an audio podcast. The sheer amount of long takes where nothing happens, where two people are just looking at something, or walking through a place.
But then there's a really cool pan that reveals something.
Yeah, sure.
There's like 18 of them in this film, and the first one is like, where's Zooey Deschanel? Ah, she's shitting.
And then pan over to, I heard that.
Hi, Julian. I'm Zoe.
With the most psychopathic, wide-eyed smile.
I heard my name, so I wiped and I came.
And then I left the bathroom. The way that Zooey Deschanel is smiling is, if I were to smile like this at you in a crowd, you would go, everything's wrong, not just one thing.
My life is falling apart. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
I have one thread left. That's it.
And it is raveling. So fucking Julian says one thing.
Yeah.
One thing.
One singular thing. And it's over.
It doesn't take Zoe at all to figure out that that Mark has spilled the beans about their rocky water.
Well, okay.
I'm glad you're here, Zoe. What the fuck, Mark? What did you say to him?
Honestly, the way John Leguizamo stares at her when he says it is like, he says it like there's a sting operation, and he's trying to convey with his eyes, like, I understand that you're the one with the FBI wire. I'm really happy that you're here for this drug deal.
Boy, oh boy. Thank you for coming, Zoe. Now, what is that in the bag by name?
Now, Zoe, what the fuck's your problem? Why are you keeping my boy down?
Zoe, I'm really glad that you came.
So they very obviously, invisibly, in front of everyone looking, have an argument.
Oh, yeah. Come over here for a second, Mark. Let me talk to you about my feelings.
Let me argue loudly enough for John Leguizamo to hear, because he's 10 feet away, and all he has to listen to is a kid, and when she's upset, she fucking whispers. His ears are wide open and available to hear this argument.
Yeah, heaven forbid Mark warn his friend that you're gonna be a little icy.
Hey man, it's not just gonna be a little awkward. I think I may have downplayed it when I described her as acting odd. She's being a fucking cunt bitch, and all day it's been like this. Okay, I'm sorry.
Those were our problems, Mark. I'm just gonna go sit alone on the train so I can message my fuck buddy, my tiramisu fuck.
Thanks for that, dickhead.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, you
leverage the
shit.
fact that you just upset me, okay? That your husband or boy, your fiance just upset you. Leverage that into the ability to buy yourself text your affair partner.
Okay, well now it's in Philadelphia.
Now, you know how...
And we just cut to that, and you know it is by the way it is.
Yeah, because by the way that the movie says it is, for fuck's sake. Context clues be damned. M. Night's just gonna tell you with his mouth.
I'm mad about the giving away info, but I'm kind of okay with it, because, like... Yeah, you kind of got to tell me this is Philadelphia. Who the fuck knows what Philadelphia looks like?
You know how M. Night Shyamalan self-inserts in every movie?
Where was he in this one?
He was on the phone. He's Joey. But...
Oh, is that why Joey seemed like he wasn't there and not part of the conversation?
Oh, yeah.
He was just like, hello, hello.
Fuck yeah, because M. Night Shyamalan can't act. That's why he's a director.
I think we learned that in
He can barely
science.
do that, as it turns out. But it should have been... that Zoe's just on the train, and he should have just walked by and been like, Philadelphia.
Getting out of there, huh? Just leaving Philadelphia.
Oh, right, on a train. Now, I looked at the trivia page because it was like 10 notes long, because there's nothing in this movie anyway, let alone mistakes and fun facts.
Well, yeah, there's all the trivia is blatantly spoon-fed to you, so it's not trivia.
That's right.
Movie.
That's one of them, is that it's him on the phone. The other one is that this train... in between shots, changes from diesel to electric a bunch of times. They couldn't even keep the same train.
That's
also,
rough. That's
somehow,
really rough.
though, this whole movie was shot in sequence in 40 days.
So they just like, hey, we need that train. No,
Here's another one.
All right, well, replacement train. All right.
Yeah.
We need that train.
They just picked a train with the emptiest train that pulled into the station that morning. And it was like, okay, we're shooting on this one. Here's $20. Shut the fuck up.
Hey,
get an autograph from Mark or whatever.
You got 40 minutes. Then the next train. So yeah, Philadelphia, I'm sorry, but you've got nothing in your skyline that signifies that you're Philadelphia. I'm sorry. There's just nothing there.
No, you got the Poconos.
That's
it.
Couldn't tell you what that looks like. So I'm
white.
I am
winter.
I am happy that we get the little like, hey, this is Rittenhouse Park in Philadelphia at 11:31 a.m.
Yeah.
But also like, You didn't really need to tell me. I could have guessed that it wasn't going to stay in New York City by the way it's a whole movie about this.
The way they have to leave New York City. That's like the first thing they have to do.
Well, they're not even in New York City, so what's the problem?
That is also a great question.
You're pretty far away. You're states away.
There's a point where John Leguizamo was straight up like, they're not going to hit Philly. What the fuck do we have?
Well,
which is kind of like a rude cut.
Yeah.
Given that you're from there.
You got the fanatic? That fucking thing that beats the shit out of Charlie?
He sure does do that.
So this whole, like, anytime they're in Philadelphia, you can pretty much picture that this was like a spot in Always Sunny where they filmed. Like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure like this park is where Dee does that really racist character.
Oh fuck yeah. That's exactly, I bet.
Yeah.
Hard bet.
And then later on they're like walking, he's like at the end of the movie they're walking down this street, and just by like the way the porches are, it's like season 1 Always Sunny, where they're like walking down there and then they meet the dog for the first time, where they got a Poppins, they gotta put his eye back in.
Fuck, that's funny.
Yeah. So it's Philadelphia.
Or, when they're getting on welfare and they're sitting on the step, listening to that one dude that makes the Big Mac song.
Yes.
Rock and Roll McDonald's.
Fucking love that.
Whose favorite thing to do when he meets you is headbutt you so much that
Wesley
he had
Willis.
a callus on his forehead from it.
Yeah, well.
With rough hands.
That wasn't even the worst part.
Is the worst part that he's dead, or that he like tried to touch kids? Because it's always one or the other.
No. Sorry, that wasn't the worst part about his head.
Oh, what was the worst part about his head?
Well, he had.
Oh, that it wasn't full?
Like, it was probably like probably severe autism, I think.
Yeah, his head was a little emptier than one would hope.
Or full of just
extras,
lyrics,
like chromosomes.
Lyrics like fucking
Rock and Roll McDonald's.
Whip a donkey's ass with a belt.
Yeah, they got that Big Mac in there.
Fucking Batman, spank a donkey's ass with a belt. I ride the short bus.
Great.
Fucking retard bus. Retard bus.
And you can say it.
Retard bus.
And you can say it because that's how the song goes.
That's literally the song.
I'd hate to hear you sing a rap song.
I don't. I don't for my safety.
I just avoid the whole thing.
Anyway, so we're in Philadelphia, and guess what, guys? If you were ever wondering at any point if something bad is about to happen, look around.
Just look with your eyes.
Is there wind? Yeah, that's the dead giveaway that something bad's about to happen.
Yeah, which is so cool.
Half this movie is Mark Wahlberg running through a field from a fucking helicopter that's hovering above the camera.
And the thing about it is, okay, since you brought it up, we're just gonna get into it.
Sure, yeah.
By the time you see the wind in the reeds, it's already 10 feet beyond you. So if you're outrunning the air in the atmosphere, guess what? Hang it up. Hang it up because it got you.
What's that?
What did you go outside?
What's that famous adage, Jay? Gas fills the container it's in.
Later on in this movie, he tries to counteract that by saying that neurotoxins dissipate in a large enough atmosphere. Yeah, no guarantee that's what it is. Also, guess what? New neurotoxin right beside you. You know why? Because the fucking plants are everywhere. They're all over the place. Yeah. So there's not a localized focal point. No, it's everywhere.
Yeah, there's really nowhere you can be where plants isn't.
You know how, like, if scientists are handling the Ebola virus, they have a hazmat suit underneath their hazmat suit, and that thing comes with an airtight zipper, because the second they get inside the room and breathe, they'll get Ebola, because that's how an airborne virus works.
That you're spitting mad facts.
Hey man, so go fuck yourself. Also, thank you so much, M. Night, for picking The Wind, the silent killer. The scariest things to me, honestly, are invisible all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Are things that I can't see to be scared by them.
This movie should have been them running away from a fart. Just a farting man. He's like, I can't help it, guys.
You know, when Kevin Bacon did Hollow Man, they wrapped him in shit so that you could still see a person, because otherwise you're not watching anything.
Did you want like them to put like old plastic bags in the breeze?
Yes. Do that. Have a breeze monster. Make it a hurricane. Tornado.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Twister.
Yeah.
You should have just done Twister.
Should have just done Twister. I wish there was a movie. I wish Twister was more violent. I wish it was more of a horror movie.
Yeah, because we'd do it, obviously.
And then it would be a lot better than this piece of trash.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Helen Hunt right in there.
So what are we on a train or some shit?
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
on a fucking
know.
train where Zoe Deschanel's trying to whisper shut up her fucking stalker, which is sick.
Mm-hmm.
And then the train stops. And then, I don't know why there's a dozen conductors for one train, but there's a dozen of them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're all an old Polar Express conductor who's been on the railways since fucking 1938.
Hey, there's
one black
look.
guy. And then one black guy.
There's one fucking look for a train conductor.
Yeah, and it's these. And they're just like, we lost contact. With who? With everyone.
All of it.
Hey!
So we can't keep going.
That's not really... First of all, she sure can, because just put it on the tracks and hit the button, fuckface. You'll find something eventually. It's better than the middle of nowhere, which is here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah. It's better than, oh, God, I don't even know what the fucking town... Filbert, Pennsylvania is where we are.
And so they go to a diner, which is the exact kind of diner you'd expect in Filbert. One Zenith television.
You know what we skipped over? It was actually probably my favorite part. I know I said the guy's jumping off the building.
Yeah.
To be honest, any part where people are killing themselves is pretty good.
It's the only good parts of the movie.
So in Philadelphia, we get there's a cop talking to a guy, and then, so there's a lady walking a dog, and she pulls out her keys. And
chilly out today. And then the dude's like, yeah, I guess.
Cut to the dog, just visibly being upset by something and looking up and trying to break away from its owner.
Yeah.
And then you see bloody keys just drop.
Yeah.
And then the dog runs. Best part of the fucking film, it runs by the cop's ankles and you hear a gun go off.
Yeah.
Cop falls and
it's just bullet hole.
The most realistic bullet hole.
Perfect. Entry wound right there.
Yeah.
Forehead.
All right, well, that's the end of it. Nah. Cab driver gets out of his car, walks over, picks up the gun.
Oh, what's this, a fucking gun bullet?
I know what to do with this. Boom. Fucking falls, hits the ground.
Oh, shit.
Next lady walks up, picks up the gun. And by this time, there's a tidal wave of blood just pooling at her feet. So good.
It's not bad.
So basically just a lineup begins of people blowing their brains out and dropping a gun.
And in this case, it's implied violence, and I prefer that better because you would have to CGI it anyway.
Yeah.
So to not show it and just have the corpse drop. Okay, that's fine.
And I really do appreciate the realism of the bullet hole. And it's not just an open skull.
Yeah.
It's one bullet,
you get it from the front. So yeah, and just leaking out like Bud Dwyer.
Like a slow drip.
Yeah. Although when Bud Dwyer blew his brains out, it was a lot at once.
I don't know nothing about that.
You've never seen the fucking footage of the dude shoots himself in front of a press conference because he got caught stealing money?
Oh, I have.
Yeah, you have.
That one was messy. So yeah, we're at the Filbert fucking diner.
Perfect.
Where, oh boy, I've written super big here. That's not good.
Yeah, let's go. What did you say?
So, Mark tries to comfort the little girl by being like, we're in a small town. Nothing bad will ever happen here.
Yeah, don't write checks that ass can't cash, Mark.
Remember that for about 10 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one does bad stuff to small towns.
Julian, not at all ever.
So Julian doesn't want to leave his daughter alone with Mark for some reason at this diner for some reason.
I think what this is, and okay, there's really only one part of this movie where acting is all right, and I don't know if it was on purpose or not, and I hope that it is. But it's the way that he handles his daughter, because he handles his daughter like you're cat sitting, and the cat gets sick. You're just like, I don't know what the fuck to do. It sucks.
Where's my wife?
Yeah, so it's like, okay, you want to wait with him? No, you want to come with me? Or you want to wait with him? You want to help? Say anything at all. And she's like, nah, I whisper when I'm pissed off. Bitch dad. And he doesn't know what the fuck to do with that either, ever. And it's so good.
So Mark is left to entertain this young girl.
And here's the toy I proposed with.
Yeah, here's the mood ring. Put it on, blah, blah, blah. And she ends up giggling and laughing for some reason.
Because he says you're going to laugh and I could tell. And then he stares at her until she does. And somehow that works in this world.
Yeah, up until the lady next to him's like, hey, you want to see this lion attack footage?
Look at this guy get his arms ripped off by lions.
Hey,
adult male and young girl. Hey,
yeah.
8-fucking-year-old girl. You want to see this in your eyes?
Look at this. This has just happened, and this is real.
Yeah, that's good.
This is real live leak footage of a man being attacked by lions and doing nothing.
I got super pissed off here because, okay, you see the footage. You cut back to the woman. She goes, my daughter just sent me this. And then at the end of the footage, they cut to a different person watching the same footage on a different phone. Where'd he get it? Where the fuck did he get it?
It's fucking live leak.
Live leak, man. And that guy, so that means that there's a guy here that's just on live leak
Well,
and that's not great.
Well, what's worse, going to the zoo when there's known terrorist attacks? Oh, real nice. Fucking shut the zoo down out of respect.
Shut it all down, yeah.
So fucking, we cut from that right to the news being like, hey guys, so, it's isolated to the Northeast. Here's a map.
Here's a map of how
map.
isolated. Look at how isolated it is. You see how it's everywhere?
You see this big fucking blob of black. Wow.
Why does it look like my television has chicken pox? Well, John, I'll tell you, that's death.
Yes.
People are dying in all of these places. There's too many to count. Hey, diner owner, where are we? Huh, well, let me tell you, dead center.
Here, let me point it out on the TV.
Let me scare the shit out of everyone here right now.
And then the TV's even like, so, yeah, it's isolated to the Northeast where smaller and smaller towns are being affected. The tiniest of towns are fucked.
Yeah, beautiful.
Fucking tiny towns are, if you're in a small town, you're fucked. This is the news. This is how we speak.
I like when all the power gets cut out and we cut around to things shutting down that run on electricity, and then you get a wall clock. Batteries.
The second hand just stops.
Fuck you, M. Night.
So this fucking takes one guy getting up and being like, hey guys,
I'm gonna go.
We have to leave. It seems like we have to go, whatever it is, isn't 90 miles from here, so let's go 90 miles away.
And everybody peels the fuck out of that. I'm surprised there weren't, like, T-bone accidents. Everybody in Filbert drives the exact same car. Everyone. And everybody who drives a different car is from out of town.
Oh,
Jeep guy, clerk's guy with the fucking Jeep. And I pointed this out in another movie. I think it was The Stuff. When a script is written where somebody gets cut off mid-sentence, but they don't have the improv skills to finish the sentence if they don't get cut off. You know, like in a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So when Mark Wahlberg's trying to flag down just any car leaving, and one of them is honestly like they're pulling out and they have no interest in stopping and it's clear to stop trying, but he literally says, you're not just gonna... End of sentence. End of sentence.
You're not just gonna...
And scene.
You're not just gonna,
Ladies and gentlemen, improv.
Stop driving now.
So fucking John Leguizamo, the dude who looks like he would be in a rocking chair with a shotgun and own a plant farm is like, hey, you want to ride? Later on, I'm going to tell you about the hot dogs when you're gonna get really fired up. But right now, just hop into my station wagon. And John Leguizamo goes to the guys in the Jeep, and he comes back and goes, listen, my wife's on a bus to Princeton. These guys are going to Princeton. So, have my kid. Because their Jeep only has one room for one more, and during a global panic, I don't want to just put my daughter, whom I love, on my lap.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they won't even allow it. It's one of two options. We don't have enough safety belts while people are all dying around us.
As a teacher, everybody's got to have a safety belt.
Holy fuck. Why was this even a fucking...
Yeah, I would hate for them to get into an accident and have his daughter fly out of his lap and go through the windshield, huh? I'd really hate for that.
Sort of like two people do later in this exact Jeep.
Yeah. Hey, man, come on. You're getting ahead of us.
So he's like, please take my fucking daughter. Please take my daughter. And then Zoe goes, okay, I'll take your daughter. And he goes, wait a fucking second.
Don't you
fucking take my daughter.
Please keep her safe. Don't you fucking touch her.
What he says is, don't you take my daughter's hand unless you mean it. Now, that's a real line. That's some solid G shit. The problem is, it cuts to Zooey Deschanel's face, so it's ruined. Also,
not quite understanding what he means.
Also, it's during a conversation where he's trying to peddle his daughter. So it's like, really? Because you don't.
What I kind of got from it was like, hey, read between the lines. Don't you break my friend's heart. All right? Unless you fucking... Don't you fucking be this daughter's mother unless you're gonna fucking suck his dick, all right?
I'm gonna ask my daughter when I come back about all the shit they talked about, and you better not be fucking around.
You better not be fucking around. So...
Who's Joey? He's like having the pep talk with his daughter. You find out who the fuck Joey is.
All right, listen.
For Mark.
what we know is somebody named Joey. All right.
You listen close.
So something we probably shouldn't gloss over is that the man who has, because like nobody wanted to give Mark Wahlberg a ride, and that's likely because they heard he hits Asian people.
That this song, I don't want the fun bunch. This doesn't sound like one.
Uptown Funky Bunch. Uptown. Is that the song?
No, that's like Bruno Mars.
Oh
dog.
shit. I don't know a single.
Nah, you don't.
It's probably better that way.
My teenage shirtless body. It's probably every song by them.
Let's go hit Asian people down in Chinatown.
Who's got the ice pick?
Everybody was kung fu fighting except for me. I was just punching.
Everybody was kung fu fighting, and well, I didn't like that.
Let's go do hate crimes. Let's
in
go
your
do
neighborhood.
hate crimes. I don't know why it's always that fucking beat.
Because that's hilarious. That's all that matters.
We've already established that's not the right song.
It's Uptown Funk You Up and Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage, and there's another one. Fuck. Oh, come on, Fahugelgads.
Oh my god.
That's what it is.
That's the original.
It is.
Say come on, Fahugelgads. Say come on, Fahugelgads.
Everybody to the limit.
Everybody to the limit. The cheat is to the limit. Everybody come on, Fahugelgads.
Yep. It's the same.
They put it.
Bruno Mars stole from Homestar Runner. I want that to be canon. I want that known by the world. You motherfucker.
He is just fucking clicking through YouTube one day. He's like, hold on.
That's a banger.
You're telling me the cheat is to the limit?
Damn it.
Fuck. They put out a new banger recently. Homestar Runner.
No shit, they did.
It's that metal band, but they do like pretty decent CGI. It's fucking silly.
Fuck. The hair metal, the nanas, lalas, and doop-doos instead of actual lyrics.
This one's a rip-off of like Van Halen because they do the hey man, and as the guitar responding.
Yeah.
And he's like, how long do you put a bagel in the toaster for? 5 minutes. Well, what setting? Oh, slow and low. And then at the end, they're like, oh, the toaster had a bagel setting.
Fuck.
It's a fucking great song.
Steel Panther.
So yeah, Julian makes it weird by being like, don't you fucking take my daughter's hand. Take my daughter's hand. Don't take my daughter's hand.
Fucking pick one.
Pork chop sandwiches.
Meanwhile, all right, let's also, because this is long, this interaction.
Quite long.
Now, everybody has panickedly left. The Jeep is like, before he even gets his first sentence out, is honking and going, cut like the fucking hurry up. But I'll sit and wait for you to have a very important conversation.
Yeah.
What is this, 2 to 3 minutes while I could have been speeding away in a Jeep?
What I really enjoy is like, yeah, there's that. And then they wait for him to start like walking back to start pulling out.
And they do. Like they start. So you better run, bro.
Come on. Something we shouldn't gloss over is that.
Yeah.
So the guy who agreed to drive Marky Mark here probably hasn't heard that he hits Asian people.
No, he hasn't. Well, he's from this area.
Yeah,
they don't have
exactly.
televisions much.
They don't have
He's
Asian
got a
people.
lot of plants to talk to in his greenhouse.
Filbert is a white-only town. We get it. So, yeah, exactly. So he owns the plant nursery, and that is where we are going.
Nice. Given
Okay.
the events of the film at all, sounds like probably the worst place to be.
You would think.
But nah, it's all good because he talks to him.
Given how often Mark Wahlberg's like, it's fucking weird that this keeps happening in a place where there's trees. What's weird, guys, is that there's trees where all of this is happening and that there's plants. Guys, another park
I like
with
that
trees?
a big part of his lesson that day to the kids was the scientific method. And one of those things is interpret evidence and findings and draw results and conclusions or whatever the fucking stupid thing that this rudimentary mnemonic device that he's come up with so that, like, for the 16-year-old black kids who are actually listening and give a fuck about science can hear it and retain it better as they walk out of the room happy about being dismissed early.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
But he needs 5 people to be shot in the head with a gun and 30 seconds of complete and utter silence in order to do that himself in his head.
I fucking love that.
Damn. He starts getting pissed off because nobody's giving him a second to think. It's like, this is your fucking job, ass. Where's your PhD now?
He doesn't have a calculator on hand, Jay. What do you expect him to do?
Turns out Mark Wahlberg's PhD stands for pretty hot dick.
How about petty hate dick?
Okay.
I couldn't think of a word for crime that started with D.
Yeah. Nope. Genocide.
So, fucking, yeah. Oh, yeah. When he dismisses his kids from the classroom, he like waits for a bunch to leave, and then he stops a couple of them. He's like, "Hey, never mind.
Yeah.
You could have said, be careful. You could have said, hey, don't go out there and breathe too much, guys.
Yep.
Nah, you didn't
could have
warn
said
him for
watch
fuck.
You could have said watch the skies if you wanted to be ominous. But no, what you did was during a crisis that's bad enough to send kids home early, which all of these kids have been in a school shooting, so they know that the stakes are real. What you've now done is drummed up anxiety in a 14-year-old girl. She's already full of it. You've ruined her life at that point, because what was he gonna say? Oh, fuck, I'm gonna get hit by a car. Like, just the rest of the day is that.
What does he know?
Oh, my parents are getting divorced, aren't they? That's why they're sending me home.
You know how they always famously go to the teachers and be like, all right, I need you to break this news to my daughter. It's not working.
Yeah. I'm your guardian now while the paperwork gets resolved.
So we end up at the plant nursery in the shadow of a nuclear power plant.
Nice. The worst kind of plant.
Was this filmed?
You thought.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Hey.
good. That's good. Nah, it's not even the worst kind, because, was this filmed like 2 blocks away from wherever Teeth was filmed?
Yeah, 3 Mile Island is just right there.
We're
We're in Philadelphia. We have to know, Pennsylvania. That's where the fuck it is.
We're in Filbert.
Filbert. Fucking Bam Margera's just right around the corner skating.
Absolutely. He probably hit a sick grind on that nuclear exhaust thing. Whatever those 2 towers are. Not those two. No, because this is 2008.
Different towers.
These ones are exhaust plumes and whatnot.
They're cooling towers, sir.
Oh, that's right. Yes, and not
Warming towers.
So the World Trade Center.
Although that's what they do to the atmosphere. I want to explain, because it's not smart by any means, but it's kind of so dumb that it's hard to catch. The reason why this plant guy is weird is because he has the answer to the entire movie.
Sure does.
But you have to be disarmed into not believing a fucking word he says, because he's a nut job, in order to continue watching the movie. Because if you had known and trusted his word, you'd be like, oh, that's the answer. I can turn it off.
I almost did. I was like, well,
yeah.
I didn't realize how many times we just blatantly got the answer.
No. Instead, it's got to be couched in, oh, by the way, I got a rock hog for hot dogs. Did you get the mustard? Make sure you bring the mustard.
Guys, all I eat is hot dogs, and also the plants are emitting pheromones that make you want to kill yourself. Now,
one of those pieces of information is really very much more important than the other.
And did you know that it's meat? It's like meat shaped into a tube. What aren't you understanding?
I don't know why this straight man who has a wife would be describing a hot dog as having a great shape. They're called wieners for a reason, guys, all right? He loves the shape of them.
So he, fucking, yeah, right here. He also knows exactly what's going on and says it at 31 minutes into the film.
That's right.
We are 31 minutes into this stinker.
Yep.
But that's all right, because cut to fucking Julian in Princeton.
It's cool. With the stingiest driver ever. No, your daughter's not coming. Also, like, okay, then I'm not coming. Like, this guy was like, I know it's going to be hard to find a babysitter in this climate, so can you guys just watch where I go fuck my wife? It's been years.
We can't have that extra weight. It's for gas mileage.
Yeah. What my favorite thing to do is when we're driving down the street and there are dead bodies dangling from trees like Johnny Appleseed was just here, I'm having an anxiety-fueled panic attack, and what I would like is the hardest math problem I've ever heard, please. That will calm my nerves.
Yes, while the bodies swing, I want to think about getting my money doubled every day for a month.
I give you 1 penny on the first day, and then another. I give you 2 on the second day, and then 4 on the third day, and I just keep doubling it. And then the whole time in her head, she's like, "Well, I've counted about 10 bodies so far, swinging. So how does that figure?"
I give you a penny. The next day I double it, and then eventually the feet stop kicking. And the sway.
Holy fuck.
I enjoyed this scene because it's
that's cool.
We just get like an out the window, and you're like, look at all these lawn care. Like, the city is really grooming this street.
Damn.
There's like 14 lawn care trucks. Like,
this is definitely a tourist town.
Yeah,
look at
like
how well maintained they're trimming the fucking trees all along the main road into town.
Oh yeah. And then the camera pans to what's in front of them, and it's just
death.
Boy, oh boy, the bananas are ripe. By the way, they're hanging low.
They're going brown. Is what's happening.
It's a. What we're saying is everybody has hung themselves with a garden hose.
Yeah, because earlier it's about immediacy, okay? You get people jumping off buildings. You get people, this chick grabbing a knitting needle, shoving it into her neck. That's the most effective way to do that right there. People without any means just start clawing themselves to death. But nah, these motherfuckers, because you wanted to have a showcase, you wanted to have a blood eagle in your movie, let's give them all ladders, climb those, hang rope, and jump. That'll be the easiest. That's like the longest, most fucking arduous way to kill yourself. Just lay down in the road.
A lot of thought went into that.
Tons of it. Not a whole lot of thought into where you're going when you blast into a tree at full speed, though.
Yeah, because even the lady at the end of the movie, she just bangs her head on the wall till she dies.
So here's my problem, right, is while he's doing this, yeah, and then through windows, which is so fucking funny because it's a dummy, clearly. So you know that it's somebody out the back, like out of frame on the other side of the window, just throwing a mannequin in and then jiggling it around for a second. There's your old lady!
Here's your fucking spook right there!
I don't like that we're in a canvas top Jeep, okay? It's a soft top Jeep.
Soft top.
And they don't get infected until John Leguizamo notices a hole in the canvas. Hey, that motherfucker's not airtight.
Oops. Well,
and here's the thing, dude, and this is where it starts, and it gets worse and worse.
Are you sure? Because I thought the movie started about 30 minutes ago and was just, from the beginning, bad. No?
No, yeah.
Okay.
But it starts being bad in a very specific way, and it becomes worse in that specific way from now on.
Okay. Well, tell me more.
Later on in the movie, Mark Wahlberg and everybody else go up to a fucking shack where a guy's like, get away from the house with the poison gas through slatted window shutters and no screen.
I don't want to
Hey, if it was there, you'd be breathing it because your house is old.
I don't want to talk about that. Or when they go to the old lady's house toward the end of the movie and the breeze comes and Mark Wahlberg closes the screen door and just lingers there to watch it.
Yeah.
How about close both doors, Mark?
It's
the wind.
You know what I don't want to talk about that old lady's house, but I have to? Any of that air could have transferred between the three of them through the black slave pipe.
I wish they had called it something better.
I wish they hadn't have just called it a black slave pipe and had that in the movie.
Hey, how about this?
You get two options, M. Night. You have a black slave pipe in your movie, or you don't. Use cups on strings, like a treehouse.
No. That's not historically accurate, Jay.
Yeah, we gotta have that in our happening movie.
You know how
this old lady isn't already tasteless and unsavory enough.
Go.
Let's also have her be pretty dismissive about the slave pipe she kept in the house.
Not only the slave pipe, how about the entire slave house?
You know.
And then she's like, that is where the slaves were.
And she says it.
I go over there and
she says it like she wanted to say the word. All right? But she read the room and she saw the child that was like a little something else. And so I can't say it because I'm not in the good company.
So what you're saying is that she's a very thoughtful old lady.
Yes, very considerate.
By the way,
she commits child abuse in 10 minutes.
Love
10
it.
minutes after meeting a child.
Fucking love it.
Oh my fucking God.
All right, so so they accelerate, the Jeep just drives into a car, people fly out the front windshield.
Oh, also that. Okay. When he leaves, the kid's name is Jess. When he leaves Jess, and I wrote this, so I'm just going to read it because it's important.
Yep.
This is too emotional of a scene for the nothing character development at this point. All you know about John Leguizamo is that he's a math teacher and he's bad at parenting his child. That's it. So you can't have like the dramatic fucking emotional he gets down on one level, like her level, and then leaves her to be sad thing. Because I don't give a fuck about who these are. I don't give a fuck about either of them. Jess says 4 sentences in this fucking movie and half of them are I'm hungry.
I'm really happy they kept her acting to a whisper that you couldn't hear.
I like that they shut the fuck up and they shot a lot of stuff so that you can only see the top of her head.
Boom.
Great.
She was barely in the film, and that's how you do it.
Yeah.
The one redeeming quality.
Children are meant to be barely seen and barely heard at all.
And abused.
And
they're meant to witness a lot of death at 8 years old.
Love that John Leguizamo's just like, He gets out of that fucking Jeep and he's all right, oh, what is this, glass? All right, batter up.
Oh,
Jesus.
Fucking, yeah, he just... First of all, he's in the front seat. I don't know how he didn't go through the window, but 2 other people did.
You raise a great point. Doesn't make sense.
Must have been the only one with a seat belt.
Yeah, ironic.
So he gets out, he sits down, and you're like, oh, he's taking a moment. He must be fine.
He does the Nicolas Cage in Color Out of Space when he grabs the drink and he's like, well, under the circumstances, I don't see what else I could do.
Well, I better shut this all off right now. This is all pretty terrible. And he just picks up a glass and starts whittling away.
All off. I better turn off the lights.
That's about enough life for me.
Oh, man. I've had a good run.
I've decided that this is far and enough here.
Holy shit.
We're almost to Princeton. Good enough. That was wrist slitting and not Donald Duck spitting, by the way. That's that sound effect.
Donald Duck getting punched in the gut.
Donald Duck hawk-tooing on a cock.
Great.
Yes.
Donald Ducking it, as we call it.
That's the first... But also no pants.
No.
No pants and like...
Yeah, so you could look at something while it's happening.
No penis or vagina either. Just like
well,
tail and butthole.
Well, he's a duck. It's a cloaca. You'd have to stick a finger in there and feel around.
Oh, even males have a cloaca, huh?
Yeah,
So
they all got them.
Do they get shit on their dick?
Probably. In all honesty, dude, birds are a rat of an animal.
They are.
I don't know what to tell you. They're not clean.
They will get you sick if you touch them. So anyway, fucking that happens, and we cut to, I think they're just driving. They're just driving, and they're like, wait a minute, there's some animals in the road.
Yeah,
that's animals.
Sick.
Yeah, get the binoculars that you use to spy on the neighbors.
Yeah,
that's definitely what I use them for.
Get your fucking peeping Tom binoculars out, and also she says it so casually, like everyone does this. You got those binoculars, from when you committed a crime.
Yeah, just like move the dick strangling toy aside. So you can get the things you use to watch the neighbors while you strangle your dick.
Yeah, wipe the cum off of that little thing that goes around your neck so that when you drop them in the throes of orgasmic pleasure, they don't just fall and shatter on the floor.
And then you also don't get cum on the floor. That's very important around here.
Fuck.
In the car.
So, yep, definitely bodies that way. So, like, okay, fuck this, turn around because I don't want to be near that, which is fair. And then the guy from the one really ornery dude who's constantly chewing gum from The Big Short shows up in military fatigues, and he's supposed to be a rookie. You can tell from the way that he says cheese and crackers instead of what any other Marine would say, which is fucking shit, fuck. Their favorite thing to say is foobar. All right?
That's like, there's like 300 movies that are named foobar.
Yeah.
Only one of them is good.
And for some reason, some of them are about like rock stars. I don't get it. Like rock stars are like bikers. I don't know. I've never seen them.
They're good. It's like a dude and he's got a bucket list and he's dying and they're just
This is when Zooey Deschanel does the worst thing that you could ever do if you're trying to hide an affair, is have the phone screen visible when the guy calls so that your fiance can be like, who's Joey? To which her response is nobody. Hey, so it's somebody? So it's somebody and I know that for sure?
So you got nobody calling you, huh?
That's weird.
You got nobody calling you over and over again.
You didn't say spam. You didn't say a fucking guy from work. You
Who
said
it is? It's a fucking guy from work.
I would take that over nobody any day of the week because nobody means somebody and I'm not supposed to know.
That's exactly what the fuck I wrote.
Nobody is what I would say if I was calling you to try and organize someone's birthday fucking surprise.
Yeah.
Okay?
Nobody is what I would say, exactly.
Fucking.
If it was somebody.
If I was trying to organize an intervention, I would say nobody if it was the interventionist calling.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's, I think I literally wrote she gives the worst answer when he asks who's Joey.
Yep.
Earlier in the film when they're on the train, she's like, oh man, it hit Boston. And he's like, well, how do you know that? Somebody from work. Why didn't you just say that? Joey's the guy from work. He called me.
Oh, it's the Boston guy.
Yeah, Boston guy.
Oh, that's plausible. I'll stop asking if you're cheating on me now.
Yeah. Oh, you suck his fucking dick? You like Boston so much you suck his fucking dick?
Did he nobody right into your mouth?
Did he fucking nobody to completion?
Who's Joey? Yeah? Did he get in your pouch? I hear it's warm and wet in there.
Fucking kangaroos.
Zoe Deschanel, all right? Okay, so here we go. The military shows up, and then he goes, okay, well, the place I came from is also fucked, so we're at a giant fork in the road. We're at a crossroads, if you will. Thanks, M. Night. Why don't you just bash me over the fucking head?
He might.
Hit me over the head with a hammer instead of your metaphor. It's the same.
He might. He might want you to enjoy the film, so you
Fuck.
have to damage your brain for that to happen.
Yeah, you would have to give me a TBI. So, and then 2 other sets of cars come and we all convene in the middle in a big group. You know, like the thing is attacking. So the army guy's like, let's all stay together. However, what's happening also is one of those people is on the phone with someone in Princeton.
Fucking Stacy.
Where John Leguizamo is. And so you get to watch this woman, listen to this woman's daughter throw herself out of a fucking window and kill herself. Because it's there.
Yeah.
Which means in this moment, Zoe Deschanel, who took his daughter's hand because she meant it, upon realizing, and Jess, upon realizing, and Mark Wahlberg, upon realizing that John Leguizamo, father and best friend to those 2 characters, is dead, Zoe goes, well, I'm going to go to the car. Leaves Jess to walk up to Mark Wahlberg and realize and understand that her parents are dead. Great job parenting, Zoe. So happy you're pregnant.
I was just like, my thought was, hey, we got no fucking proof.
Also, that's true. He could just not have gone to Princeton.
Just a fucking phone call.
Nah, and so we just I guess we just let an 8-year-old girl believe that her parents are dead without knowing.
All you know
that's
is
cool
that
too.
this Stacy bitch is like, yeah, everybody outside my window is dead.
Cool.
Do you see Julian out there?
Yeah.
Is Julian dead?
Do you see a guy that looks like a math teacher out there?
Hey, Jess, your dad's fucking dead.
Yeah.
He's dead because he's in Princeton. And
fantastic.
And nobody in Princeton can be alive. That's just the way it is. So, fucking dead.
Nobody, I read that, actually, I'm a school teacher, and it's right in the textbook. If you live in Princeton, you can't be alive.
And you know what? We're not even going to go check.
Nah,
so,
fuck it.
Yeah.
Nice, done.
Dead.
Some angsty 14-year-old killed herself like it's any other Tuesday and you had a bad day at school. But we're just going to assume everyone else around is dead, too.
So, yeah, Stacy is fucking clearly dead. Hang up the phone. Don't just cry to your dead daughter over the phone.
And also, immediately upon realizing she had to make good on her promise, she went, nah, fuck that promise. See ya. So cool. So, they've been, I like, there's no real measure of time because when Mark's sitting alone and and the girl walks up, it's like dusk almost. It is. It looks like the sun is setting. It's beginning to set. And it's good, though, that we have the close-up shot of Zoe Deschanel being emotional from afar.
In the fucking daylight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just watching.
That's it. No, it's a good addition in the movie to have her caring from a place that doesn't matter.
She's realizing that Mark Wahlberg, he's not all about punching Asians. He'll also be a good father when this girl's dad is dead.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because,
dead.
Giving a young kid a hug makes you're just got to be the best parent. You just know that.
Man, what a great dad! I can't wait to take his nut.
So I guess we're gonna just like walk through fields. You know, the thing you're supposed to avoid the most because there's grass in there.
Oh, you mean right after the plant guy continues to tell everybody that it's the plants and how plants sometimes will attract bugs to kill harmful bugs?
Fantastic.
And they communicate and evolve, and it's plants. It's just the plants are plants?
Let's keep it going because he won't shut the fuck up about it. Anyway, I really wish somebody at all would have listened to him before he died horribly.
Yeah.
Because nobody listened to him.
Not a single person gives it. Well, look at him. Look, he's obsessed with plants. Of course he thinks it's plants.
Yeah.
He said bye to all of his plants before he left.
Yeah. He did. It's important.
So
and also he's the one with the hot dogs.
He's also the one with the hot
dogs. Which sucks that he's not around.
You would think of all people, like the plants wouldn't go for him.
Yeah, exactly. Because he talks to them in a greenhouse all fucking goddamn day. He's got more plants than friends.
He just fucking hovers over these plants, just dripping mustard all over the place.
Oh, maybe that's why they're just pissed off your fucking hot dog eating ass dicking around with mustard on me. Those seeds are so strong, dude. I know I make them.
I was gonna say, those seeds are a plant.
Cannibalism.
So yeah, the army guy's like, hey, we gotta go where nobody is.
Because he's stuck on the terroristic aspect of the whole thing, even though there's no evidence, nor has there ever been to suggest that.
And this realtor, he's gonna fucking tell us exactly where to go.
Where the nothing is.
Yeah.
Where all the nothing on Earth is. How about this, all right? The problems with plants? Walk to Vegas. You know where the desert is and no plants?
Oh, no.
What, are you going to get killed by a cactus out there? They're stuck. They're not going anywhere.
The worst thing on the breeze there is dust.
Yeah, tumbleweeds.
Oh man. Those still count? Or are those
they're dead.
They're dead? All right.
So fuck it.
Fuck it indeed.
Also, now's not really the time to confess that you lied about a man you saw and had dinner with on a date.
Yeah, I fucking love. Let's take this moment right here.
I know we're all panicking about the fact that everyone around us is dying everywhere, but yeah, I almost cheated. As a matter of fact, the fact that I almost cheated means I did cheat because emotional affairs exist. Whoops. Let's raise this kid together because otherwise it's foster care for her.
And so we pan from that to just people being blown. I mean, like by the wind, because they're in the field. Like the one thing that they didn't want, the one thing, Jay, the one thing they're trying to avoid, the one thing to avoid in this situation is the wind.
You know how the wind, when you're in a field, will
Famously!
only blow in a 2-foot square radius? It'll only be there, and that's the only wind in the whole field?
Fucking fields are like where wind starts.
Holy fuck.
Fields are the windiest thing.
Wind's favorite thing to do is blow through a field.
Holy fucking moly. A meadow?
Spin in a circle. That's its other favorite thing to do.
Fucking, it's either that or that. One of the two.
And so, like, if you're as far away from me as you are right now, and the wind is blowing you, guess what? I'm smelling it. Because it's the fucking wind, Matt. It's the fucking wind. It's everywhere, or there's none of it. Those are the two options.
Those are. You know,
son of a bitch.
People say run like the wind. You can't.
So two things happen in this fucking shithead movie. Three things that suck. Number one, the wind just picks and chooses where it wants to be because it can do that. Number two, they run from it while it's blowing their clothes and hair. And number three, it's like a vampire. You have to invite it into your house.
Yep. And also number four, they hit record on the camera when they were making this movie. They could have not. And it fucking M. Night, fuck you. Fuck.
Holy
All right, how are we going to make it windy? I don't know.
Blow it around.
Let's bring in helicopters.
And quite honestly, you can tell. Like, that's what the rotors look like in the tall grass. That's what that is.
If you've seen any movie about Vietnam, you know how
pay attention to the scene where the soldiers get left behind. It looks exactly like this.
There's fucking 2 helicopters, and you can tell because there's just 2 patches of windy grass being blown around.
Fuck off, M. Night, you asshole.
You could have brought in fans, big ol' industrial fans.
Holy fuck.
Nah, you brought in 2 helicopters to make 2 mini twisters.
The thing I did when COVID hit, I had this demonstration thing that I was doing because I'd started vaping around the same time. And we're talking about like how difficult it is to get COVID if you're sharing a room with somebody and they cough on the other side. And I was like, watch this. I hit the vape and blew it, and it went throughout the entire van, and I was like, that's COVID.
Yeah.
That's how this works.
That is how this works.
And you don't even have to be near it, bro.
It's coming for you.
It is.
It fills the container.
It sure does. And anyway, my point is, you're infected. That means everybody's infected. This fucking movie, I don't care. The second that I can see within my line of sight and I can make out your face, that's how close you are, and you're killing yourself right now because of the plant fumes, I also have them. It's just how it works, man. You just fucking change the rules.
No way.
I'm furious.
Nah. So
stay ahead of the wind. He literally says it out loud.
He sure does. And
you know what's fucking crazy about wind too? You don't even know it's there until it's blowing you. Like a prostitute at midnight.
A sneaky prostitute at midnight who you still pay because it's consensual.
Fuck.
But it's the surprise that's what gets you. So I don't know. Like this part I didn't understand this part because it seems like there's like 3 groups of people when there was just one big massive group of people. So we got Mark Wahlberg, 2 kids, Zoe Deschanel
Right.
and Jess have somehow booked it so far ahead.
They've pieced.
They're on the other side of a hill or somewhere different.
So the reason why this happens
is because it's a stupid fucking movie.
That's right. Is because the Marine it takes all of 30 seconds of movie for him to be proven wrong about how to you're supposed to stay together, and then Mark realizes, oh, it's attacking smaller groups, so let's all split up, and then they just book it as far away from anybody else as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Which there's no logic, but if there were, it would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so
there's no logic, but if there was some logic, it would be some.
So from my end over here, what I caught, because also I'm also taking notes and honestly not really looking at the movie.
Yeah.
So there's the group of people they're walking through, and then the front group kind of stops walking, which is bad.
Yes.
In the middle of them, you've got the army guy who is now shouting about his gun.
Yes.
Bad.
Sure is my firearm, and my firearm is my friend. Yep.
So then there's the
Say
other. Say
it with your chest.
Exactly. The far back group of people who seem unaffected.
Yeah. That includes Hot Dog Guy.
That includes Hot Dog Guy.
Now, they're over a hill from Mark Wahlberg and the rest of his cluster.
Yeah.
And that cluster breaks up into three, like the Trident. Like Neptune's Trident, they all split off.
And it soon becomes Neptune's Spear.
It does.
As they're... I don't know.
As everybody else around dies. One of the groups is the one from the lawnmower lawn. The whole front lawn later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
They went to the left and they found help. They found
Yes.
help to achieve their goal.
Yes, they also took care of that ow, fuck.
Nice.
They took care of that pesky patch of grass that somebody missed.
Yeah.
The one with all the brains on it.
Yeah, that patch of grass, that was the only patch of grass that wasn't covered in blood. They fixed that. Landscaping is tough,
So, we don't really know what happens, but we do get a shot of Mark Wahlberg and Zoe Deschanel on the other side of the hill just listening to people shoot themselves in the head.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, because
sweet.
Well, look, you've already done this in the film.
Mm-hmm.
You've already had people line up one by one and shoot themselves.
Yeah. Well, why show it?
Yeah, again, why do something else?
Yeah.
And make them drown themselves in a puddle.
The problem is, Matt, that it's really hard to be creative.
It can be.
It
can be pretty hard.
And we're in a field, and there's not really much. I could have them eat the grass.
You could, yeah. They could choke to death. They could also get so much fiber they poo to death, I guess.
You know what? In all honesty, if you wanted to be real about it, you could just put one hand on your chin and one on your head and break your own fucking goddamn neck. You probably stand in a field and do that.
If you don't have self-preservation anymore, you really probably could.
You shove your hand down your own throat until you choke and die.
I don't see why the army guy wasn't like, hey, look, we all want to kill ourselves, right? No, not even that.
Okay, everybody form a line.
Yeah, I'm just going to put one
I'll
right here.
start. I'll kick this party off.
Everybody line their heads up right behind me.
Now, NBL Evans have, I believe it's either 13 or 16 rounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A couple of you are gonna have to stand beside each other and do the temple through and through thing.
So yeah, they don't even try.
No,
they're just like, oh man. So they got it. They're dead now.
And while that's happening, Mark Wahlberg is like, okay, but can I please think?
Let me do the math.
Instead of walking over the hill and taking the gun, not that it would have mattered, but if you really wanted to try and be of assistance, because they're not going to try and kill you.
Hey, stop that.
Quit
stop
it.
That. Guys, you're going to regret doing that.
Let's take 5. 1, 2, 3 patience.
Now really
I'm a
think
teacher.
about it. Yeah.
Fuck.
Heads down,
Don't make
everybody.
me write you up. I don't see hall passes on any of you.
I want this bullet on my desk by Monday morning. With brains.
With brains.
Fucking stupid movie.
Yeah. Especially stupid when
he stands there and he's like, all right, so it's large groups of people triggering it. Large groups of people trigger the plants. So the smaller groups of people don't trigger the plants.
Yeah.
The plants are being triggered by large groups of people. Let's just keep reiterating this until we understand.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's split up. I'll keep the kids.
Those are our kids? Mark,
they're
Mark,
ours.
where are you taking my boy?
They're whoever's I say they are now. I'm the captain.
So yeah, Mark absconds with 3 kids.
He does.
And Zoe Deschanel.
That's right.
And they were just like, well, fuck it. We're not. If we go over there, we're gonna get winded.
Yeah, so just stay ahead of it, you fucking asshole retard movie.
And then we just walk until we find an abandoned truck in a field.
Not even sprint, just walk.
Just
okay?
walk.
Keep two things in mind, right? Stay ahead of the wind. So probably don't stop while it's still blowing. And then also drum up dramatic tension and then have nothing happen. Nothing happens.
Not a thing.
No, they come across a radio tied to a fence for no reason.
Yep.
That was really cool.
Nobody there.
And they also come across a truck.
A fucking... An abandoned truck with a coffee cup in it.
Mark Wahlberg says, wait here. Now, there would be no reason for him to say that when you're trying to outrun the wind, unless we had to get a nice single shot of Mark Wahlberg for our movie. So he inspects the truck that's dinging even though it's the passenger side door open and not the driver's side. And also, if it was dinging, that means that there would be keys in the ignition. Why didn't you take the truck?
Because it could be Christine, you know?
Shit, you're right.
Hey, wait here. That could be Christine.
Those two motherfuckers, M. Night and Steven, and both of those motherfuckers really pull the wool over on you. Anyway, tons of questions there. None of them answered.
Hey, let's approach the abandoned truck, you know? You know how people are just killing themselves and leaving things the way they are?
Yeah.
Let's get up in that truck where nobody is, because people are probably fucking dead underneath it.
So here's the other thing, too. Even if it was the kind of vehicle that when keys are removed from the ignition and it's left on, it dings when the doors open, that guy killed himself probably, which means he's probably right there with the keys.
And you're probably balls deep in the plant fumes.
It hasn't even been 10 minutes, because if the truck was off, that's the timer before it just shuts off and the radio no longer plays. So he couldn't have gone far. He couldn't have gone far to fucking kill himself.
Check the back seat. Always check the back seat.
Yeah, maybe it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So I'm going to tell you, in this scene, the first thing I noticed was the mansion. The mansion in the background.
Yeah.
That nobody notices until Mark goes, oh, look how big that's the biggest house I've ever seen.
I
right
can
there.
sure see that clear as day from here.
You'll notice how it towers over the forest.
Yep.
As it's a big mansion.
Yep.
Huh, guys, right there, let's go. Tell me nobody fucking, I didn't even see the truck. I was like, there's the houses. What are you doing looking for a map in the truck when there's houses?
So here's the other thing, right? The group of lawnmower people, I don't know what happened, but somehow they grew by 12. And that also, the fact that they got targeted right after the military guy and enough people for 6 gunshots on the other side of the hill, roughly, means it doesn't fucking matter what size group you're in, big or small. The wind just goes, those ones.
Those ones indeed.
It doesn't, it keeps fluctuating.
Yeah.
It keeps going up and down. So there's like these news stories about how, and Mark Wahlberg says this stuff too. He's like, well, usually when a phenomenon like this happens, there's a cresting period and then it falls off. So we must be at the apex. How do you know that? How do you know that?
By all of the way it is, you know? Just all around when you look.
And like when it's on TV and it's the news guy saying it, he's like, yeah, we're approaching the crest as it targets smaller and smaller groups. And it may be done by morning. But I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Hey, man, why say anything?
Hey, I'm in an airtight room right now, bitches. Fucking, that breeze ain't, the wind's just, infecting whoever it can get its breeze on.
It's breeze. It's filthy breeze. Clear Hill Community Billboard, which is the model home community that they go to with the mansion. Right on the top of the sign, the fucking text says, "You deserve this." So that was rude of him.
Fucking white people.
That was rude of M. Night.
Fucking these white people.
Again, the emergency broadcast with a radio just hanging on who put that there? Why is that there and on?
It's for funsies.
Great.
Yeah.
And then the worst.
Is this where we're in the house?
No.
No? Okay, because
no.
All right. What's the worst?
The worst part for me of this entire movie, as they're walking, Zooey Deschanel's upset, having confessed to a near affair. Right after he proposed, I assume, because they're arguing about the wedding. Oh, no, they're married because she cried on the wedding day. Keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, that's like the mood ring is like the wedding ring or something.
Yeah, so that's actually the ring they went with this fucking mood ring. God, I hate Zooey Deschanel. Holy fuck. I'm quirky. Yeah, in the way where I want to put you in jail. Glass box like Marilyn Manson. they're walking, and Mark Wahlberg tells her a story to lighten the mood about flirting with a pharmacy technician.
Oh, yeah.
By pretending to be interested in cough syrup. And then she says, "Are you joking?" And he says, "Yes." And then she says, "Thank you. And now the fact that you cheated on your spouse has been resolved, and it's all good. I'll go into the house and talk to a fake plant."
Oh, yeah. That's, I fucking loved that. That's great. He's like, yeah.
You had every right to be upset about that. You had every right in the fucking world to be mad. She deserved to feel bad about that.
Yep.
You did not have to make her feel better.
But that's just the way Mark Wahlberg is. If you're,
A cuck!
If you're not Asian,
A fucking cuck.
He cares about you.
Great.
So let's go in the house where everything is fake.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything is fake in this house.
Yeah.
But we're still gonna have Mark Wahlberg talk to a houseplant like he's a cuck.
Yeah.
And ask it if it's okay if they pee in the toilet. We're just here to use your bathroom, Mr. Plant. Go make a little pillow. We'll flush the toilet. It doesn't fucking work.
It doesn't. There's no plumbing. It's a model home.
What, are you having a shit in a dry toilet, you animal?
Yeah, perfect. Just leave it to linger,
what is
too.
This, Dave England?
And then, during a conversation with children, he's going to get so into his thoughts that he's going to forget the wine in the glasses is also fake, and he's picking it up because he's a fucking alcoholic, and that's a reflex.
Smells like
plastic.
Yeah.
That's weird. Smells like not wine.
This plane has a nice winey nose to it.
Oh my god.
So there's two kids. One's redheaded and the other one is not. That's how I will describe them.
Yeah.
And the redheaded kid's like, "Hey, what's happening?" And he says it in the same manner, like what is happening is him being forced to do homework. Like was just like woken up to be forced into homework.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? Oh. And then they have this whole talk about he distracts the kid. He's like, "Hey, math problems."
Hey.
Now I learned from a dead man about changing the subject when you have an important question.
Yeah. Really good at that.
Yeah. So he tries it with science and it doesn't really work.
No, because he sucks at his job.
So
I think the bees still. I don't know. I think it's the bees.
Why? I don't know why they fucking left this house.
No, me neither. I think because there was nothing in it to have.
I guess. Yeah. And then, so outside, they leave. They just start walking.
Yeah.
Go up a hill, and then they turn around to see two groups of people getting too close together.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oops. No, don't do that. And then.
Well, they get got. Anyway. I didn't watch it because I was writing. So.
Oh, well, this is the part where the guy fires up the lawnmower. And it
lawnmower.
Moves on its own impossibly as if there's no safety measure.
Almost as if you don't have to have your hands on the handles moving it forward like a lawnmower.
Almost as if there's no weighted seat thing.
Yeah, that activates the lawnmower.
Yeah.
You raise a great point.
So turning that lawnmower on really tuckers this guy out.
Yeah, so he wants to take a nap.
And he's got to lay down. And
when
when you got Mark Wahlberg there, and he's like the lifeguard for the lawn.
Yeah.
And he stands there and he watches it.
And what is he? Doesn't he go like, "No, stop, don't"?
No,
he doesn't do anything.
Actually, he barely blinks.
Oh, okay.
He barely bats an eye, and then he's like,
Cool.
"Well, I've got to go."
Oh, golly gee.
Huh? You mean the wind is right there at the bottom of the hill? Huh?
You know how usually wind will start at the top of a hill before it goes into the valley?
No. This is.
That's not. That wind starts. It's bottom wind.
This is reverse wind.
Yeah. Okay.
It moves in reverse.
It's like a thermal pocket underwater.
Yeah.
It's bottom wind.
It's like a fart. It's like a fart in the tub.
Well, all right. I'm upset.
Good.
So they get to this. We're not even gonna talk about the fact that he's taking fucking marriage counseling from the autistic kid who wants to look at his mood rings so bad.
Oh yeah.
Fuck all that stupid shit. It doesn't matter. He responds like shit to these people anyway. Can't act. They get to this old man's house, right? And red flag number 1, okay? I'm looking through the slats in your fucking, and I can see you in there. I see you, see me, and then you go away. Hey, this ain't the house I want in. I don't want in this house anymore. And then when a person goes, "Get off my property," I go, "Yes, sir."
Yep.
I don't allow children to start trying to break down the fucking door. And I sure as fuck don't start singing to prove I'm human, because that's something an alien would do.
Yeah. What is this, signs?
Holy shit. I also, when I see the barrel of a gun sticking out of a fucking slatted window, I go, hey, get out of the way of that gun. I don't stand and watch a child get shot in the solar plexus.
You don't make sure it's a gun barrel before you approach.
Holy fuck. I go, what's that gun-shaped rod? I better body tackle this child out of the way of bullets.
Smells like black powder. Is anybody else getting that?
You know what else I don't do? I don't linger on the porch after that happened long enough for him to kill the black guy who's with us by super slowly sticking the barrel of the gun right at his head out of another window.
Oh, yeah, that kid, Again, no self-preservation. They didn't even need the plant mist.
No.
This fucking kid looks at his dead friend who was just blasted.
Yeah, and goes, I better stick around for this.
I better get my head as close to this slat.
Fuck yeah.
So that they don't have to aim that rifle.
Better, even better.
And you get Mark Wahlberg who sees it happening and watches it. And he's like, now is that another one? They can't have two guns.
There's no way they have that many bullets, right?
That's a lot of bullets.
I really like, you fucking piece of shit, M. Night, that the old man killed the kid trying to break into his house, okay? Stand your ground, laws exist. That's self-defense.
That kid called him a pussy. He got what was
that's
coming.
True. Then he killed a black kid for fun. Then he stopped shooting people on his property. Mark Wahlberg, Zooey Deschanel, and Jess just sit there, and they survey two dead kids for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know.
And all you hear is, you got to the count of 3. Oh, now they get a timer? Now that the threat's been eliminated?
Yeah.
You got rid of the problem, and now you got a timer because these people, they might be all right.
You raise a great point.
Oh, shit, M. Night. Thanks.
We'll also point out the fact that there's a tree swing, and they just disrespect the tree by pushing Zoe on it.
That's true.
Or Zoe pushes the girl on it.
That's not yours.
Yeah, also,
what if the tree gets pissed?
The tree is pissed. We already know.
I've been pissed for days, guys.
Do you not understand?
You're poking the bear, okay?
You're literally doing the worst thing.
You're cruising.
You might as well be fucking its mother in front of it.
You might as well be fucking those little knot holes that the owls live in.
Just coming on an owl's face. Take that, you hooter.
Fuck.
Oh, God. My
woodpecker joke.
I know I keep saying this is my favorite part, but the ginger kid getting blasted with the shotgun after, like, calling him a bitch because they wanted a can of food or something.
Yeah.
So good, because, like, the door opens a crack, it's dark, and then just, like, you don't even see who's doing it, just the barrel of a gun.
Yeah.
Just the barrel of a gun.
That's the most important thing that lives there.
Hello? Who is it? It's a chest full of lead. That's who it is.
Amazing.
So, yeah, they run. They run from that, as they should.
Oh, they don't run from it, all right? They sit and look at brain matter for a second.
Yeah,
and then they go, well, she's hungry, let's go.
Mark takes a fucking knee over the kid who got shot in the head as if his brains weren't coming out the back of it.
Yeah,
like,
on the ground.
Come on, man, get up. It ain't that bad.
Wake
is
up.
Basically what he should say.
Yep. It's great. No, it's cool.
Yep.
We just do that.
Yep.
We get a shot of two old ladies knitting with gas masks on while a man named Kendall Wallace comes on the news and says, I don't know, it'll probably stop, right? Like, probably. Who knows?
Please let it stop. Oh, right. And so he also starts talking about the fact that, like, oh, yeah, people are triggering the plants to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You sure?
Who told you that shit?
Well, science.
Because that's what we've been saying. Huh?
I've been saying it for hours.
Is this a movie that's been written very shittily?
Ah, weird.
You're just trying to back up the thing that the main characters have been saying this entire time. You don't need to.
Okay, it's collective human consciousness phenomenon, group thought. Okay, you know how sometimes crosswords become easier to do after the second day. The theory is because so many people of the human species have solved the crossword that collectively as a species those puzzles are easier for us to solve now.
I've never heard that. That's weird.
So because Mark Wahlberg said it's the plants out loud and the wind carried that sound to a scientist in fucking who knows where.
And then he killed himself.
And then, yeah, you'd hope.
Fucking, yeah, all right, yeah. I was getting pretty upset that it's just like, hey, man, the thing that it is, well, here it is on the news. It is.
Everything that I just said was bullshit.
What we've been saying this entire time is.
No, get upset by that because it's stupid.
Nobody has any other opinions that it could be anything. It is. It's just, it is what Mark says it is.
Yeah, because Mark said, there's just the newscasters like, well, Mark said.
We heard Mark Wahlberg has been saying this, and well.
Yeah, he was right about the Asians.
Change that channel right away. What else do we got on?
How did I get on Fox?
Oh my God.
Fuck. I like that they walk up to this old house, and Mark has enough time to like walk all the way down the porch before the old lady who lives there says anything or does anything, and also he doesn't see the old lady in broad daylight on the porch.
This fucking bitch.
This cunty old lady, dude.
That's who she is.
This is the
old
worst.
Lady.
I like that they're at the dinner table after she's
putting herself out.
Yeah.
Nobody's asking for
favors. And then blaming you for it.
Yeah. Well, I bet you're fucking hungry. Oh, here we go again.
And then fuck, I guess. And then she's at the dinner table and she's like, world stopped caring about me and I don't care about it.
Yeah, don't tell me a thing.
Dude, lead with that. I'll leave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
I don't want to be in your company either.
Fucking, suppose I should invite you in to eat. That'd be the polite thing. Nah.
Not the way you said it.
I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually gonna... How far to the next?
Yeah. How far to anything else but this, honestly?
Also,
fuck all that.
One more person? Are we not supposed to be in tiny groups?
If she really didn't want to interact with Mark Wahlberg that much, she probably would have been like, hey, get the fuck off my porch. Instead of waiting 40 seconds for him to notice her.
Yeah, a stranger.
Weird.
I never see those.
What, are you eyeing my lemon drink? No. No, I'm not. That sounds just like lemon and water, ma'am.
It doesn't even sound like there's water.
I'm not... She just juiced a lemon like a psychopath into a glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, no aid, because I don't need help.
I can do it on my own.
Fuck.
I grow my own food out here. Next to the slave house.
I grow my own food, and I flick my own bean. And that's how we like it out here.
Self-sufficient. I get off when I'm ready.
Fuck.
You know who gets me off? I get me.
Me and Jesus, based on all the pictures in my bedroom. No, it's me and the doll. That horrifying fucking doll is the scariest thing in this whole movie. It's like Annabelle.
That doll has no business being for children.
No, it's for her. That's the problem.
So this fucking old lady, before she even invites them in, she's like, yeah, so over there is the slave house. And
yeah,
guess what?
Black slaves were right there when...
There's a slave tube, too.
She's trying to tell the history of it, and she's like, when they were freeing the slaves and helping them to escape, they put them in that shack over there. The problem is, she talks about it like if it were happening while she lived there, she would have stopped it.
Yeah.
She would have made some calls, put some auctions up in the paper.
She talks about it as if she's lying about the way it is. Yeah, we helped them.
Yeah,
by keeping them in that tiny shit.
We helped them because they were lost and needed to get home. We sure did help them find their home again.
We call them the help? No, we were the help. We still kept them in the shitty slave house, though.
Fuck.
The one that's just far enough away that it's like kind of uncomfortable how far away you're keeping it from your actual house.
Yeah, like, I don't want you guys to be slaves anymore, but
don't come here.
I'm still leaving room for Jesus.
Yeah. I want to be able to see you coming if you're...
Yeah. If it's night.
I want to get a good lead on you before you're here. And I don't mean like collar. I mean like, with a shotgun.
After being clear about the fact that dinner is an imposition, but nonetheless feeding 3 mouths, including her own, okay? No, and in the aftermath, the attitude that she gives them is 100% deserved, because not a fucking one of them says thank you. Not one.
You're correct.
She wipes her goddamn mouth and she goes, I hope the meal was sufficient. I didn't have much because I wasn't expecting company. And dead silence at the table. Oh, so it sucked then? Oh, so it sucked. Okay, get out.
Oh, you're still hungry, huh?
Throw it back up. I want to eat it later.
That was all I had for the week.
I'll die now. I guess I'll just die. You're welcome.
Yeah. You know how long it took that meal to grow? Because I grew it. I grew that shit myself.
I took that meal to grow, dude. Fuck, that's funny.
So yeah, she's like, well, now I guess you fucking, now that you've eaten, you probably want to sleep, you pieces of shit.
You probably want sheets and a blanket and pillows.
Fuck,
and
I have
you
so
probably
many...
want to fucking continue to breathe air around me.
Why do I have a guest room when nobody visits? I got a bed.
Fuck.
I got a bed. I don't sleep, and that's for the doll.
That fucking doll. She's got no interest in world events, even though they immediately affect her.
The kid at the end of the meal goes to reach for one of these fucking bland.
Yeah, and just
so dirty, bland looking cookies.
BOW! Like she fucking, I think she subdued her response. First of all, it was way too quick, which means she's used to doing this to children.
Then nobody said thank you.
That's true. But also, like, she hits this girl on the back of the hand like she wanted to punch her in the face.
She did it like a nun hit a sinning child.
And then lets her stew in the fact that she was just hit for trying to grab a cookie. And then, in a spectacular, confusing as fuck parental behavior, just gives her one.
You earned it.
Holy shit.
You deserve this.
You've broken that child's brain now. What the fuck, was I wrong or right? What happened? Oh my god, do I eat it?
Do I put it in my butt?
Just attitude the entire time from this senile old bat. Sitting at the top of like stairs being like, you guys are gonna kill me and fuck my corpse, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I heard you whispering as if you weren't trying to bother me while I was sleeping.
Yeah.
What are you talking about in there?
Plan on murdering me and my... Why? Why? I don't like Mark Wahlberg in this. I do not like Mark Wahlberg in the fucking doorframe being like, what? No. That sounds like you mean yes.
Well, this old lady's like, so what are you planning on stealing and murder? She says it as though she's trying to give them the idea to do it, and then she just turns around and gives them the opportunity to kill her.
Every scene. What is it with this old lady in every scene she leaves before it's done? Every one. When she goes into her own house at the very beginning, she gets up from the table before everybody else. In this scene, she just leaves the hallway. And then later on in the fucking morning when she wakes up and just has an addled dementia fit, she just leaves her house. She leaves her house with the people still in it that she screamed at to get out of her house.
Love it.
Explain anything to me.
She's so fucking worried about these people stealing, and yet she,
Okay, bye.
Hey, don't you steal anything. I'll be out in the garden.
I'll be out in the garden walking and thinking like a Tibetan monk.
You know what I hated Mark Wahlberg doing?
Anything at all in this movie?
Yeah. Coming down the stairs, just being like, where's everybody? Opening a door, seeing what isn't a person, not a live person whatsoever, and being like, old lady, is that you?
Rude.
You
assumed I died in my sleep, you fucking asshole?
Let me get so close to you to clearly see that you're not a person, and then still be like, Mrs. Old Lady.
Yeah, why are you even talking still? Also, that old lady was just in the room the whole time?
Yep.
In the room the whole time was this old lady.
Mark
Wahlberg is really good at not seeing an old lady.
This whole scene is so like long and silent and drawn out, and it's all just so this old lady can pop out and give you a little spook.
So you can have a jump scare that's an old lady, as if M. Night had already thought about doing The Visit.
Oh my!
You know, he was like, "Oh, this old lady made people uncomfortable. Here's a whole movie of it, and this time she's naked."
And you thought just her face was scary.
Good God!
Wait till you see those knockers.
Wait till you see the rest.
And they're not knockers.
Those door knockers.
They're knockers in the way that, like, when bananas smack together, those are knockers.
Yeah, they're knockers in the way a Newton's cradle is knockers. They're knockers in the way that an old man's nuts are knockers.
Fucking, those things transfer energy so good.
They sure do, and they click-clack when you walk.
It's really cold, that's why.
I was gonna say it's the lumps.
So yeah, fucking, she goes into her garden.
Long take of Mark Wahlberg confusedly exploring an empty house with nothing in it worth noting as a viewer.
Well, yeah, they even, as they walk up to the house, they're like, wow, there's fucking, nobody's driven in this driveway for a bit. There's no electricity. Must be abandoned. So why would anything good be in there? Just a fucking stove that probably runs on fire.
And it's not on purpose. So she walks out of the garden to just have dementia outside for a change, and immediately, like, And again, if you're looking for efficiency in suicide, bashing your head to bits on a wall is not the way to go. When it's like she realizes that, so she's like, well, let's try the glass instead.
See, here's where I started to just kind of...
It doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you just... The military guy's talking about how he's coming from a base and he saw people in the barbed wire. Okay, you have fencing around your garden. Why wouldn't you just be like shoving that into you or something?
Yeah, no, it's a great point.
There's more things outside to kill yourself with. Impale yourself on a hoe.
So
you got him.
My thing was like, does the wind know? Is the wind telling her to open up the house? Because that's what she does, and she lets the wind in.
Hey, I'd like some air in there.
Let me let in the wind. I got business to do. No, like, yeah. We walk outside because he still has words to say to this old lady who has just screamed in his face to leave. And
yeah.
Oh my God, she's walking backwards.
Oh shit.
Oh, here comes the wind. Let's really linger in the doorway just to make sure it's wind and not a fart or something.
Let's make sure that the viewer at home can see the fact that the wind is blowing me around before I go inside to isolate myself from the wind.
Yeah, let me slam this screen door.
So then she proceeds to open up every window in the house because it was feeling a bit stuffy inside.
Oh yeah, you got to get that airflow.
And well, then she dies, but she dies off camera, so who gives a fuck? And then, where's everybody? So, here's voices coming from the black slave pipe, and
Yikes.
I call it that because that's what it is.
Yeah.
And finds out that Zooey Deschanel and Jess have gone into the tall grass to the black slave shack so that Jess can see what other mixed race people had to deal with back in the day. And lets her know through the slave pipe, that the old lady is dead, and so you should close the windows. Hey, Mark Wahlberg, how about all the windows that lady opened with her face?
Now,
I hope you're fast at hammering nails.
I would like to think that Mark Wahlberg has found just a windowless room where that pipe is.
Here's the problem.
It's a pipe where air comes through?
Yeah, and it's like in a root set. It's in the draftiest part of a farmhouse where air just gets in because it's a farmhouse made by Amish people. They didn't really care about sealant so much back then.
No, they were more concerned with the grizzlies.
The elements, yes.
Yeah. They were concerned with eating the rest of the Donners. That's what they had in mind. They were like,
fuck,
we got to build this shack. And
so let me tell you right now. For closing the door to that shack wouldn't have made a fucking difference. You might as well have said nothing at all. It's not even a door. It's some wood slats on a hinge.
The wind is here.
It's here already.
It's here.
Yeah,
it's
which
right
means
here.
You've been feeling wind.
This lady, the old lady, is dead.
Fuck yeah.
Are you telling me the wind got to her and then was just like, let's hang out in the far corner of the property?
Yep.
Let's just chill in the far corner. Let's not go to the help cabin.
The help cabin.
Where the doors are wide and both open.
Yeah.
Fucking weird breeze in Pennsylvania.
Cool.
Really
weird,
central breeze.
Yeah, weird, really selective breeze.
Really selective.
Breeze really has got a mind of its own.
Yeah.
It's a wishy-washy breeze.
Weather's fucked up.
Anyway, let's have a conversation about our first date and how cute it was with the mood ring, and that's why we have it on my finger and I use it to propose. Because I used it to fuck you on our first date, Jess. Hey, Jess, you hearing this? Jess, you hearing this? How I told her purple meant horny so that she'd spread her fucking legs and fuck me on her first date? Man, what a romantic memory to talk about through the black slave pipe. So that really falls flat for me because not only is there an 8-year-old listening to the conversation, but also it's through a pipe that you'd use to talk to black slaves through because they weren't allowed in the house.
It's so weird that they would want that tube. Like, hey, quiet down back there, guys.
Hey, it's real warm in here.
Loudly.
It sure is warm in the house, guys.
Yeah.
Wish you could come in here, but you know the rules.
You absolutely know that pipe was not a talk tube, and it was.
Quit rattling those chains.
It was for farting through.
It sounds like a Christmas carol. Oh, rude. So disrespectful to do that to them.
Hey guys, I got a secret to tell you. Why don't you put your nose right to the...
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna tell the secret right to your nose.
Listen, I have an important smell for you through the pipe.
Mark says, fuck the air. I'm coming over.
Yeah. So let's not do it fast like we're in danger. No, let's get out and stand, and then we'll stroll around. Zooey Deschanel's like, matter of fact, I'm so quirky, I'm not even gonna walk to you in a straight fucking line. Nah, I'm going this way first.
Immediately, I'm like, she's disoriented. It's the wind. I'm going to put her down. I'm going to put her down before she puts herself down.
Give me any gardening implement. All this old lady's probably got like 1 million of these. Fuck it, you're going to get killed with a spade.
Jay.
Hey.
Don't you fucking... You...
So it's just 3 months later for no fucking reason.
Well, it's 9:58.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
important to know for no reason, other than the fact that later on they say, yeah, it ended at 9:27. Why not say 9:57? So it was like a minute. They were there, and it's like, why would
they? I don't give a fuck what time it was.
Yeah,
how about that?
It just stopped. It just stopped one day.
Perfect. That's all I care about.
So they fucking go outside. Like, I don't know why they go back inside it. You've already accepted the fact that you're going to die. You went up there and you breathed the air. So why are we hiding? Why are we going back inside to hide?
So as a viewer, this is supposed to be the climax of your film. Now, because they walked outside in the wind at the very beginning of the scene of them reuniting, which is supposed to be vindicating and exciting and fulfilling, there are no longer any stakes because anybody with a brain watching the movie would have said what you just said, which is that you're outside and you're fine. So you're fine? Sick. Anyway, it's 3 months fucking later.
Yep.
Cool. For no fucking reason.
How long did we stay in that fucking root cellar?
Oh, great question.
That would have been something cool to know. Like, even if it was like a throwaway, like, man, 2.5 months of sitting in that rock room.
That was fucking crazy, huh?
Wow.
We hold up in that for some reason.
Finally, somebody put a wellness check-in on their grandmother, and they found us.
Yeah, and, well, they didn't blame us somehow.
Yeah, thank God, because she was not well.
Nah, I said it was suicide, even though it looks like I pushed her head through multiple panes of glass.
It looks very much so like I caused her to die. But
I promise I didn't.
She wasn't Asian, so I got let off.
Yeah. We're like, oh, it's Marky Mark. That's fine. This woman's no.
She was white, so that was suicide. Yeah. She was a sad white person. There's so many of them.
They're all over. We'll hang around on the news story just long enough to repeat the exact same line that handsome boy from the fucking beginning of the movie says.
And we'll also call it the red tide on land.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For some reason, that feels racist to me.
Sure does. And then like, oh man, it started suddenly on a Tuesday at 8:33. How do we know that?
I don't care.
How do we know that?
I don't care.
Oh, and it ended at 9:27 because I watched the wind clock out. That's how we fucking know.
I checked the Breeze's punch card, and
right there.
He was on his third strike, so I know he was precise about it. Yay, I'm pregnant, and this movie sucks. I fucking let me tell you something.
Please tell me, Jay, that you gotta. I see you getting a little upset over there. Please.
Ooh, boy, oh boy. Having Zooey Deschanel waiting for the results of her pregnancy test by sitting on the edge of getting restless leg syndrome on the edge of the bathtub because she's so quirky she can't sit still for 30 fucking seconds.
She looks without looking.
Holy fuck, she like readjusts a lotion. I'm just like, just sit still for 5 seconds.
She might as well have covered her eyes but left a crack open. She's like, I see you,
and then you know she's pregnant because her eyes are all aflutter and whatever. We get a lingering shot of her smiling like a creep.
You know she's pregnant because she took a pregnancy test and this is a film.
And also
we're at the end of the movie, so there's no time to have a dead baby.
Yeah, because she didn't burst into tears immediately.
Yeah. So yeah, as the news report's happening, they've got what? Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 4, some game called Heat Seeker. I've never heard of it.
No
all
idea.
for the PlayStation 2.
Right on.
You got a fucking 8-year-old, you just letting her play these games? Yeah. Bad parents.
GTA 4 on the PS2. Yeah, that's a chug nightmare fest. That's good. That's got to be the choppiest fucking game ever to exist.
Hey man, pixels.
Yep.
It can't be violent because everything's a box.
And then the end of the movie is we're in Paris, France, and it's happening again, as predicted by the guy on the television that's like, I think this is one of many, but they have an argument that's inconsequential about it. And then in Paris, people start dying, but you don't get to see it, so it's not fun. Great.
Is
that's just how it ends.
Oh,
that's how it ends, and I give it a 5 out of 10. It was 5.5, but I'm taking that 0.5 away.
I wrote, Mark's got that cum that makes babies. And then yeah. 4 out of 10 for me there. 4 out of 10 for me on that one, I think. Definitely a 4 out of 10. I remember this movie being a lot better. I remember being like, wow.
Got that cum that makes babies. Perfect.
Yeah.
5.
That
5 out of 10.
movie was so much better the first time.
Yes, it was. And I think it was because you had the naivety to be like, there's no way it's plants. It's got to be something else coming.
Yeah.
It's M. Night. It's going to be like, turns out Mark was dead the whole time.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, it's God, actually, and he's got to, deal with Joaquin Phoenix's cleft lip first before he can be saved. But no, it's just, you're right from the first 30 seconds of the movie. If you had a head on your shoulders at all, you would have been like, oh, it's the plants? Okay. Click.
And, like, if you didn't get it from that, maybe by the 8th time they say it.
Yeah, in
you
the
might.
first third of the movie.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah. So I've got 4 options for you to choose from for next week's movie here.
Wicked.
And I brought some bangers, and I brought some not so much bangers.
All right.
And it's up to you to be able to tell immediately with no information which are which and pick the correct one.
Great. The correct one. Oh,
yeah.
shit.
The correct one of 2.
Okay.
Of these 4. The first theme you got is Spooky Air.
Spooky Air.
Spooky fucking air right there.
Yep.
Next theme, Don't Go Into the Forest.
Okay.
Next theme, Crazy Old Lady, because it's weird how crazy this fucking old lady was, all right?
Yeah, no.
Holy shit, this was a nutbag of an old lady.
I'm with you.
And the 4th one is It Gets in Your Head.
And
that theme, the movie came first, and I had to find a way to craft a theme where it fit.
Fuck.
Which is why it's so vague.
Those all sound really, really interesting, and I can maybe only pinpoint one.
I figure probably, yeah.
I'm going to guess Don't Go in the Forest is probably the Blair Witch Project.
It is not.
Oh! Okay, all right. Fuck. I'm going to say Don't Go in the Forest, then.
You're going to say Don't Go in the Forest? Okay, one sec. I need to make sure of something.
All right.
Because I just realized that I don't remember if we've done it or not.
Okay.
Which has been happening with increased frequency lately. But that's also kind of a lie because it's only been happening in a way where I say it on the podcast. Because a lot of the time when I come up with these lists, I got to look up 1 or 2 of them.
Hey, I mean, we're almost at 100.
Yeah.
Our 100th episode, I think, is going to land on Halloween.
Oh, my word. It's Kismet.
Kismet.
So we have to, which is Jewish people for It Was Meant to Be. Fate in the Stars.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that was the name of the film. I'm like,
no.
I don't know if I want to watch this, to be honest.
No, the fact that our 100th episode is on Halloween.
Yes, all right. Yeah,
Kismet.
That.
I'm not making you watch a bris.
Oh, I was for a second there. I was like, I don't know if I need to see a foreskin come off.
Your trepidation couldn't be more unfounded, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
For Spooky Air. All right, this is important because, The Mist.
Okay.
For Crazy Old Lady, you might remember this, but Legion.
Oh, dude, with Doug Jones as the ice cream man.
That's right.
Such a good one.
It Gets in Your Head would have been Cell, which is Sam Jackson and John Cusack. It's a Stephen King book about cell phones sending a signal out that makes you commit murder or something like that.
I believe I've heard of it.
But you chose Don't Go Into the Forest. Watch a Mandy next week.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. I really...
You picked the rightest one of the 4.
50-50 odds, and oh my God.
Fuck yeah.
So,
Rolling it back to Nicolas Cage. Good. Everybody get stoked and smoked and stroked.
I've got nothing but excitement.
Fuck yeah.
I love Mandy. It is a fantastic
lovable film.
This is a movie you should probably watch before you listen to the
I
podcast.
would definitely say that because there are some honestly pretty artistic elements to it. Number 1. Number 2, just a damn good film.
Number 3, I have no words to describe the length of chainsaw that appears in this film.
It's a great point.
The longest chainsaw for cutting down like the oldest redwood tree in the Star Wars forest.
And let me tell you, we've watched Tokyo Gore Police.
Yeah. And if you thought that chainsaw was a chainsaw.
This one's off the chain. Saw.